2019 Metroidvania roundup. We're in need of some possum recipes and some Xbox 360 backlog talk. This is Achievement Hunting 101. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Achievement Hunting 101. I'm FufuCuddilyPoof, and thank you for listening. This is level 77. Okay, Elle doesn't want to do it. I was expecting a 69 plus something joke. But we've got a great show for you tonight. But before we get to all that, let me introduce to you who's joining. As Mr. doesn't want to actually tell his dead horse joke already. Elle, what's up?
8, baby, 8. 8 is the math. 8 is enough. That is the math. 8!
I have no idea what that is.
I can't wait to hear Corey's song.
And with that, you hear Nate introducing Corey. What's up?
8 is the best. 8 is the best. 77 minus 69 is 8.
I thought that was
Nice
thought that was
one,
for
Corey. That was
Nate
awesome.
to introduce.
Yeah, that's the problem when he names both of us, and it's like, well, who's he throwing to? I don't know.
I'm just trying to mess with you guys.
Did you do that again?
8.
You guys
sorry,
gotta stay
Nate?
on your toes.
Oh, Nate, yeah. This is Nate.
Hey, why is 6 afraid of 7?
Why does Nate sound like X now?
I actually complimented X on his newest song.
He's
What's
in the
done is
band?
done. Yeah, it's called Window of Opportunity, and he screams in it, he sings in it, and he plays the Casio keyboard from 1982. It's awesome. It's amazing.
I think X needs a hug. Listen to the lyrics to the new one.
And he's responsible for our opening music, so he is awesome. He does need a hug. I would like to hug him and wipe some like a Mr. Clean on his head. What's that called?
Mr. Clean?
magic
Yeah.
wipe?
Mr. Clean, yeah.
Oh wait, he is Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah, you guys don't know what commercials are. All right, anyway.
I have no idea what commercial you're referring to. Absolutely no idea. That sounds like an old commercial.
All right, Nate and I will just talk on the show.
Oh, this is off to a wonderful
nowadays-
start. It's already derails and rabbit trails. Elle, since you so want to talk, what have you been doing this week?
But I wasn't ready to talk.
That's why I throw it to you. I told you guys you need to be on your
playing
toes.
Burnout. Oh, wait. We played some more Burnout, and I surpassed 200 challenges out of 250. So I'm getting there, there.
How about your sets? How are you on your sets?
I thought my second set was going to be the 2 players with Nice L. So we banged out 10 of the 50, but we did 10 of the harder ones. But we wound up playing 8-player challenges Monday night, and I have
that's way more than 2 people.
35 of 50. It's weird. It's yeah. Who joined us? KooshMoose, Mattism, What the Fug was in party but didn't join us. Jeblach, and Michelle, and Freak Servo.
Elle has not learned about the dead horses.
Oh yeah, and we had Emperor L was nice enough to invite a friend of his, and he was amazing. I was not the worst one there.
Doubt.
He was taught for the first time how to power park. It was a thing that happened, and yeah, but we had a good time. Burnout is always fun. And Koosh, were you there?
I was there, yes.
Were you
He's
conscious?
busy playing Gears Pop right now.
Yeah, no, it was good.
He was. No, actually, Michelle and Mattism were playing Gears Pop while waiting for other people to finish, namely me. And I yelled at them.
Sometimes it takes you like an hour.
I wasn't the bad one this time, I promise.
Whoa.
Koosh, just let the
On
record
the
state.
Dead Man's drop jump, where you had to do it backwards.
I was videoing you guys do it first.
You were trying to do that jump backwards uphill. And like everybody else on the 7-person team was doing it downhill. And you were recording us, but you still decided to do it against gravity.
That sounds like an L thing.
Do you know
I
why?
don't know why.
Because when you're playing with me, it's like fighting an uphill battle.
Up L battle.
I like making jokes when Nate takes a sip of his drink.
One day you're going to get him to spit his coffee out.
Yeah, so I messed up one challenge. Jeez Louise.
Is this like the last week when he refused to change his car to make the challenge super easy.
I had the boosty car, so I was doing well with all the boost challenges.
I'm glad to see that you've come
all
around.
that stuff. I refuse to use the punch.
Well, I hope
buggy.
you invited your new
punch
friend
buggies.
to listen to the podcast and join the community.
I will. He was really awesome. His name was Wolf Ram.
Wolf Cola.
Something. Wolf Cola RTM.
What a name.
Right? Yeah, it was a good name. What about you, Corey man?
Well, so a couple weeks ago, right at the beginning of the year, over the break, I decided that, I was going to play some games for fun.
There we go.
And
That's a good idea.
I actually paid money to do it. So
What?
the first time,
That's not the only thing you pay money to do for fun, but go
for
ahead.
the first time in my life, I bought a battle pass. One of those.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
This happens
What's
to be
that?
the Rocket Pass specifically. So for Rocket League,
How much you spend?
it's $10. You get the pass.
That's my figure. That's not bad.
So basically, just like other battle passes, I'm pretty sure they mostly work like this. I bought $10 worth of in-game currency. Use that in-game currency to purchase said battle pass, and there are tiers for every level. In order to level up, you have to do challenges or simply level up in game. Each tier has a reward, and it's pretty awesome. Throughout the course of the tiers, you can actually earn the in-game currency back. And so I could buy a sweet-looking decal for the car now that I have access to, or I can buy the next Rocket Pass next quarter. I think they do it 3 months.
Which is the way to do it.
I mean, so far there are 90 levels, I think, in this season or something like that, whatever it's called, and
That sounds about right.
it ends at the end of March. So I still have a solid 2.5 months left, and I'm already level 57. So
Wow,
I've
that's
definitely
pretty easy.
I've definitely put the time in. I've gotten every challenge done that they've given me, which is only 6 challenges a week. But sometimes they're kind of ridiculous, and sometimes they're like you can get them done in a single match. Some of them I had to play 42 matches or something like that. Didn't have to win them, just had to play them. And so, I mean, that just tells you how much I'm playing the game.
Man, you're really getting addicted to this.
But I already have all the achievements, so it's strictly been for fun.
Good man.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm having a blast with it.
Rocket League is always so much fun.
Rocket League is a good time.
It's always that one game that I never really want to play, but then as soon as someone's like, hey, jump in the game, let's play, and I start playing it, I'm like, man, I should play this more often. Because I only ever have fun with that game. But I need to play with friends. I couldn't just play by myself on that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's been several occasions since I've had this where I've partied up with people. I played with Prue and Stu and Jables. I've drug in. Why are you laughing?
For more rhymes.
It was a Prue Stu.
I was waiting for rhymes.
Night, and Jables
Stu,
joined.
and
Weasel Pizza
James.
came in for some action. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Prue and Stu. That's a
What about
stack team.
Prue's friends?
I played with Chin a little
Prue's
bit.
friend Borealis.
I've never played with him.
Oh, okay. That's his name.
Boris, I think.
So you played last night by yourself while we had 8 people in Burnout inviting you to party. And
I played a little
good
bit,
job.
yeah. I'm telling you, I've played this
Yeah.
just about every day because you get like bonus XP for winning
You play
so many matches.
doubles. What do you play?
Most of the time,
Rocket League.
unless I'm going for a specific challenge that requires me to do doubles or some of the extra game modes, if I'm just playing to have fun, it's usually standard, so 3v3. Sometimes
Okay, good.
doubles, but it's
Thought you were going to say 1v1. That sounds no brainer.
that doesn't lend itself to be very fun.
That involves defense.
Well, I
I
mean,
think I'm the only person that likes doing 4v4
I played
and just having
defensively
total
anyways.
chaos.
What sucks is when you have to play the extra modes for the challenges,
Ugh.
because Rumble should just be deleted from the game, 100%.
Which one's Rumble? Is that the one with the power-ups?
Yes.
That's
I've
not
even
that bad.
It's terrible when you're trying to get wins in Rumble specifically. There's
Okay,
no
that I
no
can see.
control over that.
I hate basketball.
well,
Basketball, in my opinion, is the worst.
I've had where I've had to do some hoops games. Probably, I can't remember what the exact challenge is. I had to win, I think, maybe 3 hoops games. So there was like 2 days when I was stuck on hoops. The worst part about that one is if you get down like a point or 2, my teammate will randomly leave. And so then it's entirely on me to go 2v1 in a game mode that you have to be, fairly good at doing your aerials and whatnot. And
that's why I hate it, because I can't aerial.
I mean, I got decent in it for that short period of time.
In the sky.
But yeah, Rocket
I was just
League,
listening to that
everybody
CD.
should play it.
It is. It's so good.
Come on, Foof, you know that song.
I literally just said I've been listening to that CD.
Oh. I don't know what a CD is, so.
You're older than me. You know what that is.
Oh, right.
You're an old.
I was listening to the 8-track. Yeah. Old.
Speaking of old, Nate, you've been sitting there quietly.
I've just been getting my beauty rest. So yeah, I played a couple things. I talked about it last week, but I was successful in getting Games for Windows Live to work on my PC.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
all right.
A lot of hoops were jumped. There was uninstalling, there was reinstalling, there was changing my system clock. So the first game I wanted to try to get to work was Batman Arkham City. So once I got all the stuff installed, I installed the game. I then uninstalled the Games for Windows Live 2 services. Then I reinstalled them from the latest version. Then I had to move files over from the 64 operating system over to the X32. Once I did that, then the game would start with the overlay, and that was perfect. But then the
sounds complicated.
The game wouldn't authenticate. Yeah, it was crazy. It was like, we're going to do a release date check. Well, this game was released like 12 years ago, something ridiculous like that. And so I was like, I have no idea how to trick this thing into validating. And then I remember doing this before. I don't know if it was for this game or another game, but I changed my system clock to basically a day after the release date of the PC version. And then it authenticated and it let me go through. And so that was cool. So I changed my clock back. I was good to go. It finally downloaded my profile like it should have. I got my very first achievement in Batman Arkham City, and I said, awesome. And I absolutely did not go to the calendar man 11 times, changing my system clock between. Absolutely did not do that.
Did you
and
do that?
Then, I don't know. We'll see.
He absolutely
Just
did not
said
do it.
Absolutely did not.
Absolutely did not do that.
I didn't catch him in the act. I would have probably congratulated him.
Literally just got on us.
Believe it
for
or not.
paying attention.
And then,
Believe it or not.
then
No, I mean,
I
on
figured
TA.
I would try.
I'm listening to
I
you
would
guys
try
talk.
a little Fallout 3 on the PC because I heard that that's a fun game to play for Games for Windows Live. And it's a very short game.
Boy.
Surprisingly short.
Yeah, surprisingly short. It was ridiculous. I mean,
It's like the
there's a lot of
shortest
typing.
one.
I think it's a sequel or an offshoot of Mavis Beacon.
Yes.
But ended up working out pretty well. And, apparently it's a role-playing game, so that was awesome. So yeah.
Oh, you're off to
so
a good
Games for
start.
Windows Live looks awesome. I was thinking about trying some Batman Arkham Asylum. Because that's one of the, it's a Vayner.
There you go.
It's Games for Windows Live. I want to check that out. So yeah, so I got a whole new world opened up to me. So let's see what I can do.
Are you afraid
All
of
right,
it?
I won't
Are you
sing
afraid of
it.
it stop working, or are you going to try to fast track your way in these games and kind of get them done with as soon as you can?
Not really. No.
No.
This is basically just gravy. It's for when I'm kicked out of the living room. I need to go to my office. I can play these games, and it doesn't need an Xbox to run and all that fun stuff. So, and besides, I really wanted to do Fallout 3 because I've been dying to play that game.
Yeah.
Congratulations
That's
on
the
that completion.
one game that you've been dying to play. And by play, I mean play in
Yeah.
air quotes.
You
Yeah.
played it, man.
Played it.
Played it like a fiddle.
Oh, have you played any games?
All right, well, we talked about one carry job. I may as well talk about a second carry job. So, our delightful friend Rawker created a Euro boosting channel in our Discord, which was a long time coming, I guess.
Unbeknownst to me.
I
It's a good thing Corey didn't know about it. Eggplant Potato would have deleted it.
I know you get hives when a new channel is made. Or stroke or something.
Why not both?
Many gray hairs.
I don't see any gray hairs, but that stressed me out.
They're on your chesticles.
Okay.
So anyway, don't Google that word at work. So apparently on Thursdays, the Euros get together and play. I could call them the Euros, right? That probably will offend someone. That's money, actually, but that's okay. The Europeans. I'm a peon, you're a peon, everybody's a peon. The Europeans were playing Sunset Overdrive.
And you crashed your party.
And they were helping the American Kingsmen. So you had the West Coast American playing with the Europeans. It was pretty interesting. It was Chewie on ice, Mark B, Ben L72, my old G-Task teammate, Michael KV, and myself. So we had 6. We did the Chaos Squad mode. And basically, what do you call those things you have to get? I don't remember.
The sodas, there's a lot of collectibles in that game. Toilet paper.
Toilet paper, shoes.
There's like the tower defense
No.
thing.
Oh, jeez.
Pieces of 8.
OD.
Oh, no, it's called Chaos.
Yes.
Stupid. When you play Chaos Squad, you can pick between 2
Your
different
old
things.
brain.
And, and you pick the one that has the most chaos. And unfortunately, the way it's coded or the way it's done, you just have to be successful. It doesn't matter how well you do. You just have to be successful or not successful. And then at the end, you'll see if you have enough chaos to get the achievement. Unfortunately, it's kind of RNG.
Yeah, the hardest part of that boost
you could do everything perfectly.
Getting the right objective mission and actually then selecting it as a group.
Exactly. Yeah. So they helped me get 2 achievements. Chaos in the Harbor District. Needed 750 chaos. And Downtown District with 1625 chaos. Both of them with very healthy 4-ish ratios each. Took us maybe an hour total with multiple attempts. They're not very long. And then when you finally get the right amount of chaos, you have to do this little tower defense minigame. And then the achievement pops for everybody. So thank you guys for the help. Chewie on Ice and Kingsman especially, as they were the only ones that talked to me. Everybody else was quote-unquote shy and or hates me. So thank you guys.
Sunset Overdrive was one of my games of the decade.
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's very polarizing. A lot of people don't like it at all. Like Proof.
One of the best Microsoft exclusive games, in my opinion.
I like its casual nature. I like the humor. I like the gameplay. I like that if you die, it's not the big deal. You just kind of get up and
it's got it all.
Going.
It's Dead Rising meets Jet Set Radio
collectibles.
Future.
It's got upgrades.
It's such a good game.
That's a good way to say it.
And I'm a big fan of both of those series.
You know what else was in my games of the decade?
What was else?
I believe.
Decade Way.
Untitled Goose Game, which I completed last night. I completed the story. Still got to mop up.
That made your games of the decade?
You know,
You're high.
You're drunk.
What?
You're high.
It's a recency bias.
No, but I've tried to take recency bias out of it because that happens so much on podcasts.
And yet you picked this game.
While this game does not have the age to really kind of put it in with other games that are 10 years old, the impact that it has had is astronomical.
Explain.
Ask anybody about it and they've heard it, and it is a very small team that developed this game. It was a part of AGDQ that just happened that raised over $3 million, and it was one of the prime time games in that marathon. The entire theme of the marathon, people were honking, and the Goose made a presence the whole time.
All right,
I'm telling you.
All right, Corey.
Hundreds of thousands of people know about the Goose game.
Hundreds of thousands?
So Corey.
Hundreds of thousands, and I can guarantee that. Yes,
So cool.
Elroy.
What am I going to ask you?
Did I use a guide?
Of course he did.
I've mentioned this before.
Yes.
I didn't really need to use a guide to just kind of get through the main story because I've seen it played before. I saw it played way before when it released earlier this year.
So
most of it.
Technically, that sounds like a god.
Well, I didn't know it was coming to Xbox.
Okay.
Kenny. Kenneth. I did have to look up one bit because the only way that I saw it happen was through a speed run, and apparently that was through a little glitch. So I had to figure out how to make something happen, and once I figured it out, once I read about it made sense.
So they did sequence honking?
Yes, there was a speedrunner who ran Untitled Goose Game in like 25 minutes, the whole thing. And then there was another guy who did it in under 10 minutes, but was, super exploity.
That's
just to get to the end, though. That's not to get all the achievements.
No, of course. That's like, any percent
right
glitches kind of speed run, where the other guy was just like any percent no glitches or no out of bounds or anything like that. So I got like 3 or 4, probably like 3 miscellaneous achievements left, and then all the speed runs, which hopefully those won't be too bad. But with practice, I think they'll come no problem. But that game is part of the Von Coin promotion this month. It's a game of the month for another podcast I listen to, and it has decent TA for G-Task in a short amount of time. So perfect storm to finally play it and go through it. But I also played one more game that I want to mention, and that is DC Universe Online. And if you haven't played this game, if you don't care about completions, you should definitely play this game, because right now through the end of January, you can log in and pick any character. You build characters based off of skill sets and mentors, and there's achievements tied to those, hitting level 30, which is the max level. And right now, you can get a free max level character in that game. And you know what that means on a free-to-play game with achievements?
Cha-ching!
High TA for free.
Yeah.
Good for all you G-Taskers.
Yep. So they've done this. This is at least the second time. It might be the third time that they've done this.
I thought this was the third time.
I know they did it last year.
This is the third, yeah.
Okay, so if you've been playing this and hit up every single free max character, which happens in January, in 3 more years, if you keep doing it, you'll have a free completion on your tag. That it says 0 to 1 hours on TA, but you have to pay for that 1 hour. Otherwise, it's a MMO type game that's going to take you many, many hours.
Wasn't that like $90?
I was thinking 80.
It's at least that, based off some prices I've seen. But I was able to build another character, knock out 2 achievements. So unfortunately, I have like 3 achievements left. So in each of those are going to be a different mentor, which means 3 specific characters. So I think you should definitely go in before the end of January and play it. And that includes you, Koosh. You should definitely play this game.
Yeah.
2023 is going to be a great year for you for that game.
So, fun story. I had been trying to do this since January 1st because I did this last year. And so I was on top of it trying to scoop up the free character upgrade on day 1. And I cannot connect to DCUO.
RIP.
Yeah. So I hit up their Twitter and they were not very responsive. I then opened a ticket with the developer, and they are kind of working with me. I called Microsoft. I sat on the phone with them for 40 minutes while they just basically ran through document after document of, well, did you try this? Did you try this? So, yeah. So there is a subset of people that cannot log in to this game, and it happens to be people that have logged in previously. So
also named KooshMoose.
Yeah.
I don't know this for sure, but I think that game is crossplay. You might be able to log in with like a Switch or a PlayStation or the PC or something.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that game's crossplay.
I don't think it's on anything other than PC. Well, PS4 probably.
Yeah,
It's on Switch.
I might be able to do it on PC, but I've been talking with help desk, and I've been saying, hey, you know what? I am more than happy to be your guinea pig. You can delete my characters. I haven't played them that much. You can delete my characters. You can delete my account. Just give me 3 free tokens, plus the token this time, just to upgrade my characters, and we'll just call it even. At which point,
If that works,
we won't publicly bash you on our very, very famous podcast.
So if that all works out, then I'm done.
If that works, I don't even know. That's gonna be amazing if that works out like that.
If it works, yeah, I'll do a happy dance. So I don't know. Their Twitter account told me today, hey, have you tried doing a hard reset on the console? So they've got geniuses
Like
working.
that's not the first thing
on the
anyone
case.
thinks
so,
of.
Well, did you?
I had no idea. I didn't know you could do that. You know what? I didn't even know that the Xbox had a power button. It's so cool to be working with professionals.
So I got a question for you guys. Let's say this time next year or the year after or whatever, server closures are announced. This game is being shut down. You're not going to be able to get to completion. Will you pay to get it? Or will you
No, of course not.
binge play
Absolutely
it
not.
just to be able to get it?
I will only binge play it if I get free loot boxes. A la Marvel's Heroes Omega.
Yeah, if I got down to just needing one character to 30, I might do it. But I don't know. You know, typically when they do that, they do give an XP boost.
Okay.
So getting to 30 on a character might not be so bad.
Yeah, I would imagine you could probably do that in 10 to 12 hours.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I played
so-
a decent amount back in the day, but I can't remember.
If you're playing legit, think about it, if you're playing legit while there are heroes and villains and you pick like different skill sets and whatnot, they're asking you to max out a character, I don't know, 7 times ish. That seems terrible. I would play through it once with a group. I have played it. I didn't even max the character out, but I played when the game came out. I actually bought into it.
Same.
Because you could, when the game came out, you could not play the game. You were queued up for hours and hours unless you paid. Like, if you paid any amount, you were a premium user. So I threw in $5 and, it was fun while
I did
it lasted.
the same thing. I remember it's like, you don't pay 2-hour queue. You pay 2-minute queue.
I don't know, and I don't know that I want to admit to how many max level characters I have in World of Warcraft. So, like, the thought of leveling 3 characters to max level, which is only 30 and it's not 110.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one that
It's not
thinks
so
that.
bad. Like, I can see doing it. So, I wouldn't want to do 7, but if I had to do 3, maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it'd be too bad in this game, especially with these types of games. You play with a party, you get a group of friends together, and if you all are doing it, it's I can see that being fun and people doing that, not being upset with trying to get it, especially on the 4th, 5th, 7th time. I imagine you'd be able to level up really quick. You know exactly where to go to get the levels and whatnot. Paying's obviously the faster way, but I don't know if you like MOBAs and DC.
I like superheroes.
Nate, you got anything else to talk about?
Yeah, so this week I tried to get on to DCU up. So I've been playing a couple other games. When I didn't have access to my Xbox, my daughter was watching some TV over the weekend. I started out Agent A Puzzle in Disguise. This is a fun kind of point and click kind of puzzle. You're going into a room. You have to figure out how to get out of the room. When you get out of that room, you have access to like these 3 other rooms, and then you have to kind of backtrack to solve this one puzzle. And it's pretty fun. There are solutions on the internet, but I think this used to be a mobile game. So you won't find it on TA. You'll find it on basically a mobile website or a mobile game website, but it's a fun little game. People that enjoy this type of point and click, I think will enjoy it. I also played a little Garden Warfare 2.
Just tiny.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of Garden Warfare 2, because I just wanted to be done with the Epic Quest stuff. So I kept checking back every like 2 or 3 days, and finally got my 10th one loaded up. And I didn't want to do the turf warfare or whatever it's called 15 times, but I went ahead and I did that while I was working one day. I was just kind of remoted into my other Xbox while I was doing that. And I would just start a game. I would do some work. And I would look back over, and if it looked like we had moved on from defending or attacking, I kind of moved with the group and went back and did some work. Basically just enough to not get kicked or reported. And so I did about 7 matches like that one day at work. Got it done, got that achievement. And I said, you know what? I only have one left. And that last one is to do the crazy. And rather than ask friends for help, I just jumped online. And sure enough, there was a group. It was one guy who had like a toxic super brains, and he was just wrecking house. And so I went in there with my healer, and I was just kind of healing him. And then somebody else joined, and then it started to get tough. But we were doing okay. And then a 4th guy joined, and then it got really tough because my guy was like a level 2, not a tier 2, a level 2. So I didn't have like any bonuses or any kind of perks on him at all, but got that done. And now the game is complete. And so I've uninstalled it because nobody else needs anything. And, it's done. So now on to the earlier games, for Garden Warfare.
Damn you,
I don't know
Nathan.
what you're talking about.
Damn you, Nathan's corn dog.
Very quickly, I also played a Vayner, which I will maybe do a deeper dive later.
Wait.
What?
Yeah,
It's called
wait.
Indivisible. Yes.
Oh, don't
and
wait.
it is a Vayner RP
Ooh.
Gainer hybrid.
Cross-pollination.
And the way it works is so it's kind of like an RPG in that when you run into an enemy in a field, you have a battle. It is, it's an action RPG. So you're not, picking, like, oh, I'm going to attack or I'm going to defend or I'm going to take a potion. Instead, you are choosing which character is going to attack, and they are bound to buttons, the X, Y, the A, and the B. And so that's how you choose who's going to attack. It's kind of like Child of Light in that there's like a timer. And once the timer builds up, you can perform actions. The Metroidvania aspect of it takes place when you're traversing the level. It's basically a 2D map, and you go from zone to zone. And within that, there are, wall jumps you have to do, or you have to have certain powers to open up certain walls and things like that. So it's an interesting hybrid. And I don't quite know how I feel about it yet. I do know that it definitely feels like an RPG in that the game just feels long. As I'm going through it, the battles just seem to take a long time sometimes if I don't have the right party member or whatever. But I'll put a little more time into it, and then maybe I'll come back with some.
This looks
more
like
thoughts.
a neat game.
It's beautiful,
thought-
though.
That's
it's way,
racist.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I'm actually interested in looking at this.
I just hope that if Indivisible has a sequel, it will be called With Liberty and Justice for All.
Da-dums.
Amen. Now,
Sure.
I'll talk about some more stuff that I played.
Oh gosh, he played more.
I know. So interestingly, I played a game with agent in the title called Agents versus Villain. Game
Singular
we
villain.
got a while ago.
And you yelled at me for putting an S
Yes,
on top.
Agents versus
the end of
Villain.
things.
No, that's what it's called. I said that.
Doubt.
I don't misspeak. The interesting thing about this game is it requires either 3 controllers or 4 controllers. It is only a local game versus other people. You cannot
I
play
did not
against
play with a
bots.
single other person. What are you talking about?
Well, you have some extremities that yeah. So I played this game with my 9-year-old son and my 6-year-old daughter.
They
just to
carried you
see
through it?
What they would think of it. This may be a new thing. This may be a new thing going forward. So it picks one villain at random, and then the rest are agents. So the villain basically just presses buttons, and it sets traps. And the agents need to platform through the environments and get to the exit. And you need to do that 3 times, and then you get to a boss. The one interesting thing is the agents die over and over and over, and the villain usually gets the upper hand, but there's no real end until you beat the boss. So There's no amount of lives. There's nothing like that. So you eventually just get through, or I guess you just quit the game if you can't get through because there's no game over, as far as I saw. So my daughter started off as an agent, and so
Of course.
my son was the villain, and he kept killing her, and she was getting upset. So I made it through a few times, and then on the next, we did the next stage, and we made sure that she was the villain. She had a lot
It's
more
always
fun
more
doing
fun to be
that.
the villain.
So, yeah, so we need to maybe get my wife in so we could do a 4-player family family game with this. As far as achievements go, it's a pretty quick 1K.
Well,
if you have a rubber band.
yes. Well, it's not quick, but it is certainly easy.
Well, easy, yes, easy. You get achievement for going through each stage. You can't really miss it. And then there's some grindy ones. The one thing I can't believe I noticed today that this game retails for $19.99. I think that's a bit steep for what it is.
You think?
So I think, yeah, I think if it goes on sale for, I don't know, $5.
I'm pretty sure it was
I
in
would say grab it.
Redbox a while ago for $5.
And then
This one did not come on a disc. I can guarantee that.
this game, it would be like 50 megs on a disc.
It says it took me 15 hours.
You might have kept it overnight.
Well, definitely. I mean, you have to die 50,000
Wait,
times.
you need to what? Die?
With the longest and hardest achievement
Yeah,
is
die.
to
You die a
die
lot.
50,000 times. Now, you could do 3 at a time, but that's still a lot of deaths.
Okay, I don't think
You need to rubber band all 3 and keep walking into spikes.
I think I'm thinking of another
Well-
game. Jeez, I don't ever remember hearing that.
It's
You're thinking of
Probably
Agents of
are.
Mayhem.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
That one was in Redbox.
That is it. So we have Agent A, Agents versus Villain, and Agents of Mayhem. Wow. You can have the Agent Trilogy.
50,000 times, God.
And much like Nate, I played a Vayner as well. I finally beat, not completed, but beat Momodora, Reverie Under the Moonlight, which has an achievement list so crazy that the lowest ratio is for beating the game and watching the true ending. Yeah, so that wound up on my RTDL, and interestingly enough, it was also on Skeptical Mario's RTDL also. So we both got that achievement within a couple days of each other. I thought that was pretty funny. Once you get that true ending, you could do a few more things, finish out the map, find the collectibles, and I believe there's a New Game Plus, so you can do things like finish a playthrough without killing any common enemies, but you're a little more powerful, so you could just run past them. And then the hardest one is to beat it on insane mode. So you need to beat the game on hard mode first, which I wasn't aware of, but so I beat it on easy mode. So I have to do hard and then insane, I guess, if I want to complete this game. And the last
it actually
achievement is
work?
the
Wow.
dreaded
Okay, then.
completed all other achievements achievement. But as far as I know, it works. Yeah, as far as I know, it does. So it's fine. Just seems like a pointless thing to exist.
All right.
So yeah, that was fun, Vayner. It's very challenging, by the way. It's not like Guacamelee, where you die in a room and you just start back at that room. You will start back at the checkpoint where you last saved it, and that could be several rooms away. So you need to be
That's
very
like
careful.
another Vayner I know of.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel like a Vayner? Because it looks like it might be more of a platformer than just
That's a no.
Momodora, yes, it's a Vayner. You have double jumping, you have dashing, and you have to backtrack.
Okay.
So, yeah, I would say yes.
by
I would say
backtrack.
yes.
You don't mean play the game over multiple times. You mean revisit areas.
No, I mean you backtrack to
Okay.
yes, revisitors. Correct. I would say yes, it is, but it's not an easy one by any stretch.
Well, you guys have been talking about Vayners a lot. Corey, you have some roundup with the Vayner Talk that you want to share, don't you?
Oh, buddy, it's that time of year. Get ready.
Yay! Vayner. Oh. What the heck is this? X-Files? No.
Yes.
All right, some hype music.
That wasn't The Office.
No, you don't need The Office. We have Vayners. That was... So let me break this down how this is going to work. We got facts for you. We got stats for you. And we have user testimonials for you. And that was a fact that was from the
Check.
most underrated, possibly, Vayner of the Year.
Super epic.
No, that one's Game of the Year, buddy. That was from Mummy Demastered. You heard that from Waka a few weeks ago.
I would have been
probably
my second.
one of the best original soundtracks of a Vayner that I can recall. But anyway, let's dive into this. So we said 2019 was a journey to discover what a Vayner means to you, what it means to me, what it means to us. And several of us went on that journey. And now it's time to talk about it. And I've got some pretty cool stats throughout the entire genre. But first, let's just give the definition of the genre. So Metroidvania is a subgenre of action adventure, and it focuses on exploration of a typically single interconnected world. The player will gain new skills or abilities that allow them to explore once inaccessible areas, as well as growing in power via an advancement system. These games feature prominent platforming elements such as precision jumping, but need not be platformers. Instead, the player mainly antagonized by enemies, which can be defeated through combat. So, knowing that, I kind of want to tell you what the Vayner scene looks like among the Xbox ecosystem. And so, fun facts. From 2007 in the Xbox 360 days to December 12th, 2019, there has been 60 Metroidvanias as classified by TA released on the Xbox. We have one that is coming out at the end of January that's not in that count. That one is Iconoclasts. That one is getting ported over. And we have at least 6 on the horizon. Well, 5 on the horizon. One of those is the Win 10 version of Bloodstained, so take it or leave that one. But the other ones,
I'll take it.
I know of one that's coming in 2021. It's called a Burrito Tale. So you are like cats / burritos. That one looks interesting. Flynn, Son of Crimson. Burrito. I have no idea about that one. Tuhu Luna Nights, which looks incredible. Kova. And then, of course, the one that we are all going to play, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which is going to come out in a few months. Cannot wait.
It's going to get delayed.
Nah.
It's already been delayed. Nah. And it's going to release into Game Pass day one.
All right.
Definitely.
So, let's go over to a user testimonial from Chin Doctor. He says, I played Ori. It was good.
Oh, thank you, Chin.
What a wonderful testimony.
Yeah, back to stats and facts. All right, so 12 of those 60 games were released in 2019. That is your first fact. It is actually the year that has seen the most Metroidvania releases since its inception in 2007 on the Xbox platform. It has actually, it ebbs and flows. You have usually a year with a lot of Vayners, and then the next year will be pretty low. So that kind of is worrisome for 2020, but hopefully the trend is still up.
To be fair, it was the year of the Vayner because of the lobbyists that we had. There were some games that they kind of got pushed through. I think some palms were greased. I think some transactions went down. And we got some things in there.
For sure.
Maybe, yeah.
For sure. That actually brings me to one of my next facts. The quickest Metroidvania to complete came out in 2019. And it happens to be Paradox Soul by Ratalaika. Has an 0 to 1 hour. Has an 88.94 completion percentage. The highest by far.
Wait, you said 80?
88.94 completion percentage. It's a Ratalaika game.
That still sounds low. That's why I was surprised.
Well, I mean, there's people who can't press start on The Simpsons, so I mean, the game gives you 1031 TA over 1,000 gamer scores, though.
Oh, it's rather like I knew it would be, a high completion. Just expected it in the 90s.
It took closer to an hour than 10 minutes, so people are just
There's that
lazy,
too.
I guess.
Fair point.
All right. Next user testimonial comes from Eliphalet. He says, just that I've had a complete blast playing these games. Talking about Metroidvanias. He's had a complete blast playing these games and discovering a whole new genre. Favorite is tied between Ori and The Messenger because they absolutely nailed the traversal, had outstanding characters and music. Thanks for hosting the event and reinstating the best channel on the server. That, of course, is #Vayners. That still lives on to this day. Thank you, Eliphalet, for that testimonial.
Yeah, Eliphalet was definitely someone who took the genre by storm in 2019.
That he did. In fact, let's pop on over to some leaderboard stats since you mentioned it.
Oh.
I have grabbed some statisticals for 13 people that I know have had
That's not a word.
a little bit. I'm stretching a little bit for some of these people to do with the Vayner Talk. And obviously, I had to be friends with Monty to find some of this. So if you are not on this list, feel free to show your stats in #Vayners and let's see them. But for the tracked people I have in the community that have made a lot of talk in that particular category, I have some rankings that I want to go through. And I'm going to tell you the kind of the top rankings of each. So in 2018, we had one person that was clear above everybody else in terms of their position on the TA leaderboard for Vayners. Anybody have a guess who that is?
Ooh.
What do you got?
L.
L was in position roughly 6,124.
Ooh.
Redemption
Koosh.
denied.
Redemption Denied was actually, he fared much better. I don't have him on my leaderboard. Why'd you do that to me?
Sorry.
I'm sure he did really good. But the one gamer that was actually already high on that leaderboard is no surprise, KooshMoose. And actually, Wakapel ranked in at 667-ish in 2018, at the end of 2018. Koosh was...
I'm assuming this is all of TA.
This is all of TA. Koosh actually ranked in at 68 at the end of 2018. At the end of 2019, actually the beginning of 2020, when I got these statisticals, Koosh... He did good in 2019. Of course, you're not going to get as many positions when you're already that high on the leaderboard, but he ended up in position 51 overall for the TA leaderboard. So that's still really good. However, there is a couple of users who did a lot better. Not a lot. Oof. They did better. That would be
shots fired.
Eliphalet, who came in at 34th position, and Wakapel at 24th position. So that is amazing. Also to note, Rawker Dude 5012 did really good at 73rd position.
What about
I'm not friends with Awoo, but I would love to see his stats as well. And then I also want to mention Skeptical Mario at rank 78. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 people in the top 100. Pretty crazy, if you ask me.
No, that's awesome.
As far as increase from 2018 to 2019, Eliphalet had the most improvement, and I actually don't have his starting number because I got tired looking past 10,000. But he was more than his place was more than 10,000th place, and he ended up at 34th place. So incredible increase in that. The only user I had that went negative was Chindocta, despite actually getting achievements and stuff. But he did play only a couple Vayners in the year, so nothing against that. And one funny bit about the increase is NBA Kirkland started at rank 304 and ended at rank 303, so he stayed right on that line. Along with the rank increase, obviously with Eliphalet making the most increase in ranking position. He also had the most site increase in TA and gamer score. Happened to be 18,500-ish for gamer score and 38,500 for TA.
Wow.
Yeah.
You crushed it.
Yeah. Waka did really good too. He had 32,000. I had 30,000. Third place there. So nothing too shabby. But yeah, let's head on back to a testimonial. Why don't we?
Okay.
Real quick, I just want to throw out there that there's 275,000 tracked gamers on the Metroidvania leaderboard. So even being in top 10,000 is pretty cool. But then being in the top 100, that's, wow, really, way to go. That's really good.
I mean, top 10,000 is probably like 300 gamer score. Nothing to boot.
Still. It sounds a lot cooler when you don't say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Way to go.
All right. The next bit comes from Chewie. He said, I did most of Guacamelee 1, which I loved for its setting, humor, and aesthetic. I knocked out Paradox Soul, which was entirely unremarkable and meh, and was only done for hashtag gains. I 100%ed Headlander, which I thought was pretty cool, again for the style and for the unique head mechanic, but could have had a stronger story and wasn't up there with the funniest of Double Fine's stuff. Thank you, Chewie. Back to a stat. That's how he worded it. So, I mean, I'm not altering any of these people. I'm not.
Yeah, there's no paraphrasing.
No, I'm paraphrasing. I am certainly reading it off. All right, next fun stat. This is also a fun fact that you guys can answer. Out of the 60 released Metroidvania games on TA, which one, don't look, I know you're looking, which one has the most TA / highest ratio? Gun to your head, Kenny.
Dandara.
I didn't look. Oh. Ori.
Gun to your head,
That's
L.
good. That's good. I said Dandara, but I know that used to be and then it wasn't after a cheat.
Gun to your head, Nate.
Yeah, I would have said Dandara, but I've scrolled through, so I know what it is.
And you happen to know that Dandara is correct.
Yeah.
Dandara currently holds the most TA
Still?
in the Vayner category.
Because I know, was it a cheat came out?
No, so maybe Koosh could talk more about it, but it was in Game Pass. It did leave Game Pass, so it has that Game Pass inflation. Currently at a 5.3 ratio, so it's just over 5,300 TA.
I didn't realize that was in Game Pass.
Yep. It actually...
That's why I guessed Ori.
Its movement was really unique, where you had to bounce off walls. I didn't care for it, so I did not finish it, but I did dive it. Did you finish that one, Koosh?
Oh, no. There's no way I finished that. I started it, and I got to a point where I just wasn't sure where I was supposed to go, and I didn't want to do a guide. I was really kind of turned off by the map as well. The fact that as you go through, the map rotates as you're going from room to room. I think someone said there was a way to turn that off, and I was just like, what? So I will go back to that game. I definitely will.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
of course. Silly me.
Yeah. When it went on sale, I bought it, and then it went on Game Pass. You're welcome.
All right.
I actually dived it as well and didn't wind up buying it, so I got to wait for another sale.
Are you going to buy it, though? Did you actually enjoy your time with it?
You can't just get one achievement in and not buy it.
Sure you can.
Yes, I can.
I
can. Sure, you can.
All right.
I thought it was interesting. But
what do you want to hear next, Kenny? Do you want to hear a stat, a fact?
Let's go with
a user testimonial? Okay, fast fact. Next fast fact is that out of all of those games, 2 of those are on Nintendo Switch. Out of 3 Microsoft party games that are on Nintendo Switch. So out of the 3 Nintendo Switch games that Xbox has put out there, 2 of them are Vayners. Can you believe that? Wait, never mind. I said that wrong. Edit that out. Out of the only 2 games on the Nintendo Switch with achievements. I should read my own notes. 1 is a Vayner. So half of that is a Vayner.
At least half. Yeah.
I can't believe it. And it's one of the best ones, right, Koosh?
Absolutely.
Is it Dandara?
No, that would be the definitive edition of Ori and the Blind Forest, which you should play. You have a Nintendo Switch. You like achievements, I guess. You should play Ori and the Blind Forest.
And it's totally not overrated.
Nope.
Why should I play it on the Switch over Xbox?
You should play
I assume
both.
that you are a gamer, and based off what I can see via the internet, you don't play Xbox. So I'm assuming you're playing Switch. And you know that Ori and the Will of the Wisp will be a game club. Has to be. Can't not be.
Well, I guess it is now.
So that's all the motivation that you need, my friend.
All right.
Going back over to my favorite part, user testimonials. We have Redemption Denied. And he says that the Metroidvania movement of 2019 that Achievement Hunting 101 did was it motivated me enough to actually start and complete 2 non-1K360 games. Oh, excuse me while I throw up.
No, the
Strider
horrors.
and Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Despite barely touching them in the 360 years, certainly not for the filthy 200 to 400 point games. Thank you, Redemption Denied. What a great user testimony.
I hope you washed your hands after that.
That's pretty good because I know he is one of the people that does not care about the 360 at all.
Yeah, I mean...
So this definitely motivated him.
Yep, and while I didn't have his stats like Koosh would have liked me to, we all know that
Bad core.
number 3 in the world? Obviously...
Oh, he's number 2.
Is he number 2 now? In the world?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, we know our good buddy Redemption is really up there on the leaderboards. And so anything that he made was keeping him right up there with Koosh. So good on you for that. Glad that we could motivate you to complete a couple of those throughout the year. All right. Next fast fact / stat. This one is going to go
he's number 2.
to Elliot. L. Sir. You like trivia, right? You want to answer a trivia question?
Only if it's correct.
Okay. I really shouldn't have shared this with you beforehand because you see the answer right there, I'm sure. Which game that is a Vayner has the most tracked gamers? We have Xbox 360, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Game Pass, Games with Gold. Which one would influence tracked gamers?
I'm going to go with an upset and say Guacamelee because it was the first games with gold or one of the first games with gold.
Hey, that is not correct.
I need to cheat better.
You do need to cheat better. I'm actually trying to scroll. So Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition has 88,644 tracked gamers on Xbox One.
How dare you, sir?
A mind-blowing 1,600 tracked gamers on 360. That is crazy, the difference. But yeah, that's what Games with Gold will do for you.
Wow. Jeez.
It wasn't. I am one of those.
So at 88,000 tracked gamers, it is still short by about almost 80,000 tracked gamers for the most played game, which is, of course, is Batman Arkham Asylum Xbox 360 edition.
Oh, of course.
That one has almost 160,000 tracked gamers.
That makes sense.
Was that Games with Gold? I could not remember. Or was it just...
I don't think so.
I mean, why would that
It's
many
just
people
uber
play a
popular.
Batman
Popular.
game?
Well, it was
you
the
ever played
first
this
Batman game. It was like the first really good superhero game.
Okay.
So
I guess in 2009, your choices were limited.
this game, I played the demo for this game. I saw it was like on the dashboard of 360. I downloaded a demo, played it, and then after I played it, I immediately went up to GameStop and bought the game because the demo was so good. I'm like, I have to play this. It was just amazing. Batman Arkham Asylum is incredible.
How many does the game of the year have?
Yeah, and that's even another point. I'm only talking about the Xbox 360 version. This game has
72.
5
36.
stats, and the Game of the Year version has 45,000 tracked gamers.
Interesting.
It honestly does not surprise me that much, just because of how good these games are.
The other ones, PC,
and they're also like on
Game
deep
of the Year
sales all the
PC
time.
and Japan versions obviously have a lot less, but those two combined are at 200,000 tracked gamers. Nuts.
And then there was a remaster too. So
That's right. I thought there was a 6-stack, and I have this sorted by year.
59.6.
Batman Arkham Asylum for Xbox One, 60,000 gamers. Crazy. Crazy.
This game also gets a lot of love because it's like once someone really likes this game, they kind of just want to go, oh, I want that stack. Oh, I want that stack.
I have actually...
Oh, I have these. I got to get this
I've
one.
actually barely played this. Even throughout the year of the Metroidvania,
so
I did not go... I even bought...
Play this damn game.
I even bought
It
the
is
Game
so
of the Year
good.
edition for 360. I have the Xbox One version. I still didn't play it because I wanted to get to the other Vayners.
Are you intimidated by
I was
it?
intimidated by the hours because I could knock out way more Vayners in the time that I could knock out that one. But as we could see, if you're going to knock through all of them, doing them back to back surely is the way to go. Waka can now get through this game in under like 10 hours, I think he said.
I think he said 7.
I think he said
Or 7. It was
he
something
said-
crazy
yep,
like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
It seems to be a game you don't want to take a break from, so you don't forget the battle or the combat system.
For sure. And speaking of our good friend Waka, I don't know if he's going to have a traditional Waka segment at this show, but he wanted to get in on the Vayner action and tell us his testimonial. And let's hear from our boy Waka Pale.
Hello everyone, I'm Waka Pale, and I do not want to eat a possum. Back in February of 2019, Elroy OMJ invited me to his and Rawker Dude's Castleroid challenge with the addendum that the loser eats a possum. So feel free to send Elroy OMJ your best possum recipes. Already a fan of Metroidvanias, I jumped on the bandwagon and personally think I did really well with 27 played and 14 completed in 2019. Here's a rapid review of all the Metroidvanias I played last year. I kicked off the year with completing the excellent pinball Vayner Yoku's Island Express, which is one of my favorites of the year. Its unique gameplay and cheerful graphics and music are a joy, and is still available in Game Pass for Xbox and PC. I went on to be the 13th on TA to complete the Lovecraft-inspired Sundered Eldritch Edition, which is flawed but fun. Owlboy is not really a Vayner, but I'll take the easy TA. I dipped my toes into Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, but quickly put it down despite liking the low-fidelity adventure. I did some mop-up in SteamWorld Dig, but found the completion too demanding at the time. I then spent a night in Arkham Asylum and liked it so much I completed 3 stacks of it over the year and a 4th in 2020. Batman Arkham Asylum is my favorite Metroidvania of them all and my most stacked game. I'm not getting a Japanese 360 for the final stack, but I'm tempted. The Game Pass title Headlander was fun, but hard to recommend at $20. Mystic Bell is one of the shorter Metroidvanias on Xbox, but a very strange game with point-and-click adventure game puzzles set at a school for young witches and wizards. Song of the Deep is one of the few underwater games I've enjoyed. Guacamelee 2 is more Guacamelee, but not as enjoyable as the first. It is still really good, but was surprisingly difficult. Ori and the Blind Forest. I recognize it as a good game, but I'm not really a fan. Started Dust for RTDL during the team contest. I plan to get back to it once I have access to my 360 again. SteamWorld Dig 2 was more fun than the first one, but the achievements are still very demanding. I do want to get back to it. Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate Deluxe Edition is another 360 exclusive I started due to Team RTDL. I should finish the story this year at least. Unepic. I got an early RTDL achievement in Unepic, but found the graphics very zoomed out and difficult to see. I'm not looking forward to playing it. Dandara, I found the constantly rotating world difficult to navigate, but I do want to get back to it. Paradox Soul is the shortest Metroidvania achievement-wise, which I'm thankful for as it's also the worst Metroidvania I've played in 2019. Chasm has good music and beautiful pixel art. Unfortunately, traversing its semi-randomly generated world is not very fun, and I could not bring myself to finish the story despite trying several times. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a game I kickstarted, but I have yet to finish it. Once again, I started it due to Team RTDL. Recore is another RTDL victim. I do not know what I think of it yet, despite playing quite far into it. The Mummy Demastered was my greatest surprise of the year, and I highly recommend it. Shadow Complex Remastered has aged with grace. It is still an excellent game. Omega Strike has fun boss fights, but is otherwise rather dull. It's not bad, but I would have liked it way less if it hadn't been so easy and relatively short. Time Spinner is an excellent game with one of the quirkiest stories of the Vayners I've played. Finally, Axiom Verge intrigues me, but I mainly started it to get an achievement beginning with X. That's it for me. Back to the panel.
Thank you, Waka Pale, for that.
Thank you, Waka, for that.
Truly a fun
testimonial.
year, and you outshined yourself, sir. All right, how many fun facts and stats do I have left, guys? There's so much to talk about on Vayners.
2. Do you have 2?
I have 2. Do I have 2? I kind of already mentioned this one. Yeah, 2019 has seen the most releases in Xbox platform, which was 12 releases last year, which just outbeats 2016 that had 11 releases. So I hope we can get at least a good 7 in 2020, and then we shoot that trend right on up and let's hit 15 in 2021. I think the Vayner movement, the Vayner hype train is a go.
So I got a question for you. And I guess Nate and Elle, you guys can answer this as well, if you have any thoughts. But
Thanks.
why do you think there's so little Metroidvanias? Because when you look at like other genres, you know, platformers, there's about a gajillion. RPGs got at least a double gajillion in there. So Metroidvanias, would you say that there's 70 of them? 68? I forget what you said.
There's 60 currently released titles.
Yeah, there's so little.
Well, they're a subgenre.
A pain to design.
Well, I mean, I think like if you were to diagram like how you go through a game, a platformer is fairly linear, right? Left to right. Start on the left, go to the right. Sometimes go up. Always go left first, though, just in case. But a Vayner, there's a lot of sequence breaking, and some of that sequence breaking is intentional, and some of that sequence breaking is a bug that you have to go fix. So my guess is that they're a little bit more intensive in terms of the planning for how you're going to go around and attack the game. Now, it's funny, if you look at like Kickstarter, there's a lot of Metroidvanias. So it seems like developers, who are starting games really, really like Metroidvanias, or maybe are inspired by them. So it is kind of interesting that there aren't as many as I would like to see, but I'm okay as long as the quality is there. Paradox Soul, I'm not looking at you.
That seems to be kind of some of the fun of it, that there's not 8 million of them, to me.
There's certainly a charm about it.
Maybe
that
I'm wrong.
I think when we picked it to kind of go on a year-long journey, I think it was just a perfect matchup to pick a genre and go through it. For me, and you can count this as my user testimonial, I can tell you that Metroidvania is my favorite game genre. I can tell it pretty easily. So most of them,
I can tell that too.
Oh.
And you haven't played the two most.
It doesn't
famous-
matter. I've played Shadow Complex, which is
but you
god
got to.
tier.
That's fine.
game.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't have to.
What?
You don't have to play with the grandparents to know that the cousins are just as cool. Don't know.
I mean, it checks out, yeah.
I mean, fine.
We should at least play Batman.
I will. Batman's on the back burner. I will play
Batman's
Batman.
good.
You should stream it.
I want. We do have a couple more testimonials. I have one more fast fact, but I want to take it to you guys. Do you have anything else to say about Metroidvania's, Koosh? The floor is yours.
Well, it's my favorite genre, probably. It's definitely the type of game I grew up with. I remember distinctly playing Super Metroid back in high school. And yeah, that was a long time ago. But that game, I mean, for me, just the replayability and being able to, because we didn't have achievements back then. So it was all about enjoying the game, enjoying the gameplay, getting really good at the gameplay. We also didn't have as many games as we do nowadays. So when you found a good game, you kind of latched onto it and you played it, and you played it, and you played it. And for me, it was platformers like, Ninja Gaiden and Super Metroid and the like. And so they just kind of became like my favorite. So I kind of paced myself this year. I know I said I wanted to get 12, but I also didn't want to burn out on it because it is my favorite genre. So I'm blown away by the games that, the guys that went through and just went balls to the wall and just like got crazy numbers. That's really, that's amazing. I would worry that they're going to be burned out on the genre. It doesn't sound like they are, which is great. I love that. But I myself didn't want to, get burned out on any of them. Just cause, this is my favorite genre. So I want to make sure there's always a Vayner to play, and maybe not go back and replay. I do like doing that, but, for the most part, yeah, just a great genre. I'm glad that some people that, maybe hadn't seen them before decided to try them this year and, hopefully found something that they liked.
Favorite Vayner of all times, in your opinion?
Oh man. It's a Sophie's choice.
Does Ori beat Metroid?
Does Ori beat Metroid? You see, okay, so if you take achievements out,
sure.
I think Ori still wins. I know people say it's overrated. I know people say it's overrated, and I don't think it is. Just the story, and I mean, yeah, okay, the mechanics are better, the graphics are better, the music is, you could say they're better or they're not as good, but just the whole package that Moon Studios put into that, I mean, that game is great and it's moving. Just the prologue, just watching the prologue is really kind of moving. And I know some people skipped it. But
they should be banned.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because of the storytelling, because of the emotion that you kind of feel if you're really into the game and you're not just blasting through it. It's probably my favorite. I mean, others are fun. I was surprised by Yoku's Island. I was hoping it was going to be good, and it was really good. It was a little bit janky. There were some things they could have polished a little bit more for sure. That game was fun, but yeah, Ori, and it hurts me. It wounds me when people say that it's overrated. And I'm really looking forward to that sequel. And I'm going to take my time with it.
I love it. El, the floor is yours if you would like. I see you do have a testimonial written there that was written at the 11th hour.
I want to see your... Hey, I didn't write that. You wrote
not
that
me,
for
sir.
me. I want to see your Vayner is not appropriate. Well, that wasn't me. Much like Nate, I played Metroid and Super Metroid, and the thing about Super Metroid is how much better it was than Metroid. For 1994, the scope of the game and the music and the graphics, just amazing. And what the Metroid games did is they had different endings depending on how fast you beat the games. And what the different endings were basically Samus taking off more clothing. But
well, I mean, that's how you find out that she's a chick.
Different time.
It was Samus is a chick.
Yes.
I think they took a
that
note from Dawn
Yes,
Blues.
that's why they did it. Yes.
Who's that?
She's in a bikini in some of the endings. So, but besides that, and of course, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, another classic, which added RPG elements and that kind of thing, armors and weapons and that kind of stuff. As I stated recently in the Discord, Dust and Elysian Tale holds a special place for me. I couldn't believe it now, but thinking back that I played this game with my son when he was 6, I just can't fathom it. Because my daughter's 6 now, and she's not into anything like this at all. He's just a special kind of beast. He would wake up in the morning and grind out killing enemies, so we would have an easier time.
Your real life Cronus.
And yes, might have to change his name. So we did the easy mode first, and easy unfortunately has no challenge. When you die, you just proceed from where you were. Dust has 4 difficulties, I believe. There's the normal, after the easy, and then there's tough and hardcore. So we did wind up going back and beating the game on, I guess, tough, which is the 3rd difficulty. But the main difference is you have to parry and actually use some strategy in your fighting as opposed to just mashing your way through. So that game is awesome. Of course, you know how I feel about the first Guacamelee, which I played with Michelle, so it was the first and still probably the best co-op Vayner there is. 2, I know you guys liked, but it wasn't quite the same in co-op. I think that one actually plays better in single player because the screen's moving all over the place when people are trying to do all the different platforming. And I know Sundered has co-op, but we haven't tried that one yet. And of course, Time Spinner, Koosh and I did review of it a little bit early last year, and we had a great time with that one. And there's still so many more. Ori, I started with my son. We got maybe halfway through. I'm not sure. But of course, that game is indeed overrated. No, it's a good game. Just it's another one of those games. I think it's more complex and there's a lot of moves, and I think it's challenging also, which is. We don't want challenge.
Oh, we do. That's one of the things I like about Ori is the precision platforming and kind of, the dexterity that's
got
required
a weird,
to play. It just feels right. Like when you're on, you can feel it.
Yeah. When you're flying up. And it's got a weird save mechanic also. You could kind of save it in the middle of nowhere as long as you have a certain...
it's been a little weird. But.
And the achievements are very intimidating. Even though you can cheese them a little bit, no dying and... all that kind of stuff.
Cool. Love it. Kenny, I don't want to leave you out. Do you have anything to add?
While I don't have the love for Metroidvanias that you guys do, there are a few of these I have started and kind of just, I don't know, maybe I just got to give a little bit more time with this, but it just didn't click with me right away. Like, I started playing Song in the Deep, got bored, put it down. Yoku's Island Express, I actually talked about whenever it was that I started playing it. I enjoyed that, but I never had that urge to go back to it like I do other games. Like, there's some games that I start playing and I gotta keep playing. I just say just do one more thing. Yoku's Island, I just haven't had that urge to go back to it. It's still downloaded. Guacamelee was like that as well. I didn't much care for it. Kind of going through the list, honestly, the only thing that really caught me and I absolutely love, it's mostly because I'm a superhero fan, is Batman.
Yeah, that one's probably the most up your alley.
Well, I mean, besides Star Wars.
That is true. That is true.
Besides Star Wars, I have the Star Wars code right here. I haven't put it in because I know that is also another one that as soon as I start, it's going to be, I'm just going to want to play that. I'm not going to want to do anything else. I'm going to shirk responsibilities, and I'm just going to play it. And that's why I haven't downloaded yet. Yeah, maybe I just need to give it more time, or maybe it's just not me for the most part. But yeah, I just don't share this love with the Metroidvania thing.
Well, Facial Floor also jumped in on the conversation, and he said, I joined the party late, and I think I only played 3.
All right.
Thank you.
Testimonial.
Thank you, Facial.
All right.
I have one testimonial left. We're going to end with that one. But before we go there, the last fast fact is that the real most underrated Metroidvania of all time is Super Epic. Thank you very much.
Oh, no.
God, I knew that was coming.
Who wrote that one?
All right. Last testimonial, take us away, Skeptical Mario.
Guacamele, Bloodstained, Dandara, and Shantae, Headlander, Mummy, Demastered, and Shadow Complex. Strider, Recourse, SteamWorld, Dig, Owl was Awakening, Axiom, Bird, Owl, Boy, Yoku's Island Express. Tesla, Grad, Ori, Jedi Fallen Order, Time Spinner, Hollow Knight, climbing up the leaderboard. 67 different games everybody came to play. What are they exactly? Who knows? Argue in the Discord. We didn't start the Vayners. They were in our backlog. Nothing rhymes with backlog. We didn't start the Vayners. No, we didn't buy them. We'd already dived in. Double jump, learn to swim, wall run, backtracking, ground smash, boss fights, turn into a bat. Fast travel, speed runs, upgrades, sometimes guns, boss fights, collectibles, staring at the map. Cutscenes, super boots, master keys, secret rooms, sequence breaking any percent, moving on to New Game Plus, going for completions. 30 people had one. Shoutouts in the next verse, of course, redemptions in first. We all completed Vayners. We all made up goals, see, and succeeded mostly. We all completed Vayners. Double dip for Christmas and our to-do lists is Redemption, Femhole Prue, X the Hero, Rawker Do, Angel Waka, Kingsman, KooshMoose, Jive, Iron Fist of Snuff, Death Dealers, Carpe, Adam, Chin Doctor, NBA, Kirkland, Chewie, Doughboy, Lady, April, Maybe, FufuCuddilyPoof, What the Fuck, Mario, Elifil, Let Shababble, Tropine, Kronos, Beast Middle, Elroy Ben, L72, Fighter Chip, Facial Hatton, is Red 102, Matrarch, J Black, and a Woo, even Big L played a few, all of us played the Vayners. For achievement hunting, and we did a fun thing. All of us played the Vayners. When the channel's gone, we'll still play on and 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 on. We didn't buy DLC. It's a waste of money.
Wow.
That is amazing. Oh my
Yes.
God, that was so good.
Oh my God, Mario.
Wow. That
is
Yes, in competition.
so
now.
good.
That's for sure.
Oh my gosh.
No, I have no competition.
was
amazing.
super epic.
Yes.
That was
Yes, it was.
awesome.
That was. Ooh. What?
Might have to
When he
sing
said
a
he was
duet
going
with
to do
him,
a
just
little
saying.
thing, I thought he meant a little thing. That was not a little
Quote
thing.
that.
That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
That was great.
It was excellent.
That's so good. That's going to be the bumper for the next couple of shows.
I like they said maybe Fufu.
I like that he said even Big L played a few.
Yeah.
That's
Good
gonna be
job,
stuck in my
Mario.
head.
Yeah, thank you, Mario.
That's
that was
awesome.
great.
Oh my gosh.
And when we're done recording, we could show you what that song is based off of, Kenny.
I know what it's based off of.
It's the Rolling Stones, right?
Ryan started the fire.
That's what was in my head the whole time.
Wow, I don't even know where to go from there. That was brilliant.
Thank you, Mario.
Yeah, thanks to Rawker for putting all that together. I mean, those stats were not small, and the testimonials. I mean, actually going out knocking on door to door, getting the testimonials.
Unbelievable.
Hard hitting testimonials. It's amazing.
He went all the way to Australia for that
Yeah.
one sentence. It was pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
So thank you, Rawker, for
That
crunching
was a
some
great
numbers.
use of the patron money.
Research and development.
Yeah. Stats was awesome, and it was a great way to end that. All right. Wow. Moving on after that awesome Metroidvania roundup, have one quick server closure I want to mention. That's Hyper Universe. Closure date is set to February 10th, 2020. So if you have that on your tag and you want to get it done, now's the time to do it. You're running out of time. About 6-ish weeks. Moving on from that.
Sounds good. I got some PSAs.
Okay, what's your PSA?
PSA. The first
Public
PSA
service
is they
announcement.
Oh no.
That's gonna be stuck in my head all night. I'm gonna be singing that when I go to bed.
This is not good, dude. Not good. They fixed. Well, somebody came up with a fix for Through the Looking Glass in Child of Light. Kenny, shut up. God. The disc.
Yeah, no, you can't even continue.
I can't even talk. The discontinued achievement Through the Looking Glass in Child of Light was. It was discovered that you can try to trick the game into connecting to the Ubisoft servers by pulling your Ethernet cable at a certain time. So, Facial Lafleur, our good friend, put a solution on TA for that, so you can follow along with that. So that is fixed, and it's also fixed on the 360 as well. But unfortunately, if you do that one, you won't get a timestamp. They also fixed today the Saints Row 4 Win 10 Sanctified achievement, so that game is now completable after much complaining.
Woo.
So good job there.
Complaining gets you places.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from the public service announcements.
Segway.
You had to say it, but I guess we'll continue with that. Nate, are you picking up anything
Yes,
this
I
week?
printed out some pages. I'm looking at Ping Redux, $4 down from $5, so it's quite the savings. 1,000 gamer score, 1,460 TA. It's about 3 to 4 hours. Sangrias from the Hidden Levels has an achievement guide-ish. It's basically a video kind of runs you through the general gist of what you need to do to get the achievements. It's not an achievement guide per se in terms of, oh, this is how you get this one, this is how you get this one. But he does give you a strategy to kind of help you get through there as quickly as you can. This game reminds me of games like Tennis in the Face and Baseball Riot. Basically, you start with a single screen, and you are going to be bouncing a projectile off of walls and all sorts of surfaces. And your progress, the number of stars you get, is based off of how well you place that to get to the objective. So if that sounds like fun to you, if Tennis in the Face or Baseball Riot, if there wasn't enough gameplay there for you, and there's just a ton, then maybe this game is not so bad. It's $1 off, so go crazy. One that I'm actually looking forward to and actually picked up and have not tried yet is Door Kickers Action Squad. This is $9.74, down from $15. It's 1,000 gamer score. It's 2,378 TA. This game, it kind of reminds me of like Broforce and some other games that are out on PC on Steam. Just kind of that pixel style, which I know some people like that, some people don't like that. But this game looks pretty cool. There's no discontinued or unattainable achievements. It looks interesting to me. So I went ahead and picked it up. I think I saw someone on the Discord or one of the Discords talking about it, saying that they're having a good time. So I just had to get it.
How about you, El?
Yep.
You getting anything?
Nothing really I'm interested in besides the Goat Simulator Win 10 DLC, which are 75% off, so they're like $1 and
you're
change
interested
each.
in that? I didn't know.
Yeah, I want to flap some goats. Oh wait, that's in the main game. I hate you, Corey.
Love you, buddy.
Mwah.
Too far.
I wanted to make that joke.
As far as some fast ones, Another World, 1 to 2
Gross.
hours.
That doesn't sound right.
239 down from 8. Well, we're old.
1 to 2 hours doesn't sound right.
You think
Just that shooting in the hallway section is going to take some people a little while, but
yeah. Well, that's what TA people said. Tacoma, a crappy game. Great game. 1 to 2 hours, $5 down from 20. Pixel Gladiator, 1 to 2 hours, $4.19 down from $6.99. TA lists this as strategy and tower defense.
Ooh.
and don't get that excited.
So Kenny is
Go watch Bill's video.
I like tower defense.
And Cell Damage HD, TA has it as 2 to 3 hours. It has a nice price of $2.24, down from $9. And TA has it as arcade racing and our favorite genre of vehicular
How did that
combat.
not get entered? Like, vehicular combat should have been... That should have
Right?
been our subgenre.
Man, I still loved... That was like PlayStation 1 days.
Exactly.
Twisted Metal and Destruction
It reminds me of Twisted Metal.
We need a new Twisted Metal so badly.
Did Kenny know that there was a PlayStation
Good-
1
good.
before the PlayStation 2?
Doubt. It was always called the PS Classic, he thinks.
I have a Pretty sure the PlayStation 1 is sitting right over there on my game shelf, so yes. Well, if you don't want to spend any money, there are a couple of free games out there with games with gold.
Oh.
First one is the Batman the Telltale series. The complete season is free right now. That's actually really good. I really enjoy that one. Apparently, Elle didn't like it.
I don't know if that's out yet for Games with Gold.
Well, TA is saying it's free right now.
Okay, so go for it.
If it's not, yell at TA. Yell at Chin. Also, Games with Gold is Styx, Shards of Darkness, Tekken 6, and this may be gone by the time this show comes out, but Jurassic World Evolution. All those games are free to download.
Free at last. Free at last. That holiday's coming soon.
All right, let's get on to hashtag contests. First up is the Just Punch It contest. And we have a quick word from the leader.
Let's punch it.
Punch it! Punch it!
Punch it!
All right, Chewie, punch it!
Punch it! Punch it, we can beat him. Punch it, Chewie.
Punch it!
Punch it!
Punch it! Let's get the hell out of here!
Go, punch it!
Punch it! Punch it, Huxley!
Punch it! Punch it, Bishop!
Just punch it!
Hi there, my name's Chewie on Ice, Chewie for short, and I'm the AH-101's resident arm-pulling, transporter-hopping, medal-getting Wookiee. I'm crashing the party to give you the results for my Just Punch It challenge, which ran throughout 2019. For the uninitiated, Just Punch It was a challenge that got you to dig out those games that you've been sitting on for a while, even though they are really, really close to being completed. Favourite podcast host and VSS legend Elroy OMJ also calls them muffed completions. Love that guy. After hearing Matrarch talk on the podcast about her final achievements long unearned in Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Gears of War 2, I decided to challenge the community to just punch it on those muffed completions with a little incentive thrown in. For a game to be eligible for the challenge, it had to have been left on the shelf without an achievement earned for over a year before it was picked up again and completed, with only 3 or fewer achievements left to earn. There are 3 prizes for $10, or your regional equivalent, gift cards on offer. 1 for just punching it on the most games in the year, 1 for having the longest gap between putting a game down and finally completing it, and finally there is a random draw from all of the entries. We had 102 valid entries across 22 community members. That means some people managed a fair few punch-its, with honourable mentions going to Fug and Skeptical Mario for getting 8 each, and Bomber37 for getting 10. But one community member stood out far from the rest of the pack, with a massive 25 punch-it completions. Mr. Muffed Completion himself, Elroy OMJ, who went on a completion tear back in April, many of which he was punching it on, including games like Assassin's Creed Liberation, Gunscore and Cannoli, Fibbage, and... Congratulations, Elroy OMJ, you are a wiener. We also had some big old gaps between games being left and being completed. For most of the year, Bomber37 sat pretty at the top of the list, with 4,195 days for his Sonic completion in August, above Matrarch's 3,860-day gap for Catan. Then, right at the end of the year, in mid-December, Matrarch snuck in a completion for the game, which inspired this whole thing, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, whipping it with Richter for a 4,373-day gap. She last played the game on December 30th, 2007, almost exactly 12 years prior, leaving Bomber37 in the dust. But, unfortunately, Matrarch's victory was short-lived, as on Christmas Eve, Mattism got worms. Well, he just punched it on worms, which he'd left since March 2007, a gap of 4,669 days, which is over 12 years and 9 months. Congratulations, Mattism, you are a wiener. The final prize, for a random drawing from the pool of 102 entries, goes to Bomber37 for their 2,885-day punch-it in Burnout Paradise. Congratulations, Bomber37, a well-deserved win after pulling up in second on the other 2 challenges. You are a wiener. Thank you to everyone who participated in my little challenge. I hope you've enjoyed it. For anyone wondering what this year holds, look out for a new challenge being run by me on the Discord, and if they'll have me back, future podcasts. And remember, if you've got a muffed completion hanging around,
Just punch it!
Oh, man. Thank you for that, Chewie, and thank you for heading up the Just Punch It challenge. That was great. All right. Next contest is the G-Task of 2019. Unfortunately, there has been some team eliminations this week.
Uh-oh.
People that are now kicked out of the team side. KooshMoose, High Road for 2, and Freemhole. What happened, Nate?
What happened is that High Road just wasn't doing enough work. I mean, normally I don't have to do anything.
Damn it, High
Normally I
Road.
just sit back, play my games, not worry, and High Road just let us down.
All right, so it
What was
sounds
your
like you
team
guys just
name?
quit.
Yeah, I don't think we even had a name.
Team High Road.
Yeah, so High Road just did amazing. Like, he was carrying us, and, you know, basically carrying me full on, pushing Freem. He got us over the line several times. So, thank you so much, for, you know, definitely in the later weeks, going as far as you could. And it's just, you know, that's all we had in us. So
what I'm hearing is I'm the last living panelist in GTAS 2020.
it would seem to be.
Yes.
Wow. Good job, me.
For some reason, you still care about this contest.
I told
Well,
you.
to help keep you in here,
I told you.
you have an individual bonus this week. It is for ending the scoring period having unlocked at least one 50G achievement.
What?
Ridiculous.
That's randomness for you.
Ludicrous.
I don't think
Sounds
anyone
really
would be able to
difficult.
get this one. This is a super, super tough
Don't do
bonus
it.
this
Don't
far
do
into it. I don't know if anyone would be able to unlock this.
All right, anybody ready for some milestones?
Let's do it. Let's get on to broccoli.
Hashtag brag camp. Oh,
One of these things. One day
Hash
we're going to decide on
browns.
this. All
Doubt.
right.
Milestone amount.
God, now we got a third name in there. All right, completions.
Mount. How about milestone madness? Come on,
It's not
Proclamation
March. It can't be
point.
that.
we could probably
Milestone amount.
get sued.
Deaf Dealers
Oh,
has reached a new
Mountain.
milestone of 75 completed games.
You go, girl.
Sen and
It's
Retro
basically a
Retrieve
spoiler tag.
1969 have both completed 100 games.
Nicely done.
Reptar on Ice 150 games, and Spanky and Spronkle 300 completed games.
Nice.
And there's no completion percentage. So, Hatton 90 has reached a new ratio milestone, 1.7. Good job. That is probably higher than mine.
Nice.
It's a good on you, boy.
It is most definitely higher than yours.
For streaks, I only have one ratio milestone. And for streaks, we only have two. Sasha Morning, 25 days. I know that I saw some 10 days, Kenny. You got to quit censoring that stuff.
Yeah.
They're not real achievement streaks.
Streetgate is real, people.
Elroy told me I did a good job, and you're not going to reward that, so that's okay.
For God
And then
sakes.
Carnage.
I'm not paid enough for this.
Carnage is on a 2,250 day achievement win streak. And just what I'm going to make up, he's on like a 30 game completion win streak right now because he's a crazy man. So just to throw that out there.
Yeah, he's just burning through all the ratas. It's crazy. In achievements,
Took them all like 6 minutes to beat.
in achievements 1, we have one of my favorite gamer tags, Coats My Goats. Has reached a new milestone of 2,250 achievements. High Road V2, thank you, buddy. 10,000 achievements 1. Freaky RO, 10,500.
Mr.
achievements won.
GameStop.
Shadowless Edge with 12,000 achievements 1. Waka Pale with 23,500. And Chin Doctor with 25,000 achievements 1. In Gamerscore, Doom Raven has reached a new milestone of 80,000 Gamerscore. Prue has reached 700,000 Gamerscore. And Mighty Mango with the 950,000 Gamerscore.
Oh, he's almost
getting
there.
close. He's getting close.
The next time you hear his name on the Gamerscore board, he will be at 1 million.
Says you.
Yes, that's big.
T-A score.
Hey, what's up, X?
Hey guys, I am eating some bamboo. What the hell?
That was so bad.
It's almost an Indian accent again. Darkwing 1232, 500,000 TA. Ragnarok 0272, 700,000 TA. Buck Marley, 1 million TA score. Awesome job. Chin Doctor, 1.3 million TA score. On to leaderboards. High Road Vatu is now second in the Colorado TA leaderboard for golf. Ragnarok 0272 is now third in Nebraska TA leaderboard for sandbox. Mitreal B is now second in Maryland Gamerscore leaderboard for music. Hat 90 is now in the top 10,000 of the TA leaderboard for American football. All right. And KooshMoose is our first inductee in the RP Gainer leaderboards. That's hard to say.
That it is, but it's awesome.
RP Jainer.
No.
There we go.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it is. If it annoys you, that's what it is.
It's RP Jainer now.
Koosh is in the top 50,000 of the Gamerscore
Thank you,
leaderboard.
Fallout 3.
Amazing. And the Big Kahuna, miss you, buddy. He had a birthday January 13th.
Happy birthday.
Big Kahuna Burger from the good old days.
Yeah, I got a new thing that I haven't told you guys. I just thought of.
Oh,
That's what you did there.
If we happen to get a new patron while we are recording, I want to shout them out. We actually had a new patron just a little bit ago. Saucy Slingo, welcome to the club. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Saucy.
Yeah.
So if you want your name shouted out, find us on Patreon, support us, and find out when we record.
And
So
do
you
it on a
during that
Tuesday
time.
night at 10 p.m. Eastern.
All right, love you all.
All right, so before we end the show, let's get on with our trivia for this week. This one is sent in to us via Carpe Adam 79. His question, and I will throw this out there. He asked me the question, gave me a chance to answer it. I got it wrong. I thought for sure I knew this. I even messaged him and said, I'm 99% sure it's this game, and I gave my reason, and I was wrong. So I'm wondering if anyone can get this. So, question
is it a multiple choice again?
It is a multiple choice. Basically,
Hey,
the same
Fable.
thing.
Maybe we should.
So,
should we try a hard mode
brushing
without
your
multiple
teeth.
choice?
no, we're going to do multiple choice.
Okay, just like I said.
All right, so, question is, at E3 2002,
Oh, gosh.
Xbox Live's name was announced to the public, and the features of the service were fully unveiled. On the show floor, broadband-connected Xbox consoles were used to demonstrate the service. Which game was running on those consoles? And your answers are
Okay.
A. MechAssault, B. NFL Fever 2003, C. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, or D. Unreal Championship.
Gosh. Answers or choices one more time.
So, A. MechAssault, B. NFL Fever 2003, C. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, or D. Unreal Championship.
This was when Xbox Live was revealed.
Yes. What game was?
I
What
sent-
were they playing?
I sent Kenny my answer.
When you have
Don't
your
look,
answer,
Kenny.
send it to me.
Oh,
What was the last choice?
Let's just do them all over again.
Unreal All right. A. MechAssault, B.
stop
NFL,
trying to get a tell.
C. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, or D. Unreal Championship.
Yeah, there's no way I know. Yeah, there's no way I know for sure. So
Those are all great choices. Also,
So,
did
anybody
Halo
get
2
it?
win?
Anybody get it?
Do you rate Tombs?
when I answered this,
You
I
rate Tombs.
answered MechAssault.
Okay, good. I did not answer.
Fortunately,
I
none
wanted
of
to
you
go
guessed
there.
that. That's what I thought. And my reason for it is I know MechAssault was like the one big game that they used to help push the Xbox Live. I thought for sure that would be it.
I actually thought of a game before you did the choices, but it wasn't one of the choices. So
Did you think Halo?
no, Crimson Skies.
Oh, that's a good guess. That would have been a good guess too. But L answered B, NFL.
No,
And Corey and Nate both answered D, Unreal Championship.
they would not showcase a football game, right?
Don't.
Well-
You're setting yourself up for a big shoe sandwich.
Well, the answer is D, Unreal Championship.
Thank you.
Redemption.
So, with that,
Damn it.
yeah, I have no idea why you answered NFL.
I have a story to tell about that. I will tell you why. I would have bet money on this. In 2002, or even earlier, was a beta tester, an official beta tester for Xbox Live.
Really?
For the original Xbox. So they actually sent me a copy of NFL Fever
Oh,
and the special modem for my Xbox so I could beta test that game. So
interesting.
I could have
You
sworn
still
that
have
was
the
it.
modem?
I have a I don't even know. I have a T-shirt that says "I've got great hands." Official beta tester. I gotta dig it out and find it. They sent that to me.
I don't believe this.
Wow.
So
I need to see this T-shirt. I don't
I
believe
sent
you.
it to you right away. I would. Yeah, I thought it was NFL Fever,
All right, that's actually a good guess.
a game that obviously surpassed Madden as the greatest selling
Obviously.
football game of all time.
All right,
So what the hell was it?
Unreal
Unreal
Championship.
Champion.
I didn't even listen to the rest of your things.
Have you guys actually played that game?
Never.
It was really good.
Unreal
It's a
Champion, yeah.
really good game. It's very much like Unreal Tournament. Mm-hmm. I actually remember playing that a ton back in the day. A lot of fun. But with that, after 2 weeks, Elle and Nate both have 1 point, and Corey has guessed his way into 2. Corey right now is in the lead.
No, he's asking Jeeves again.
Dog pound.
Dog pile.
Good job, Corey.
Dog pile is a
All
dog
right.
pile.
This episode was a lot of fun to record. I hope you all enjoyed listening to it.
If anyone listening has a question that they would like to ask the panel for trivia, be sure to send it to me, either on TA or Discord or however. Send me a question, send me the 4 answers, and note which one is the correct answer, and make sure it's Xbox centric.
Make sure to send me a copy of that too.
Do not send them a copy of that. Don't cheat.
Yeah, what we have one from Death Dealers, right? Queued up. Anybody else?
Well, Death Dealers asked a general video game question.
Oh, so you're saying
these,
that her
I've-
question's not good enough?
Yeah.
Yes, I am saying it's not good enough. I want to keep it Xbox, focused.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks, Adam.
Well,
and,
here we go.
Death
Death
Dealers.
Dealers
Go,
Right.
go ahead and ask Death Dealer's question, and every single person that hears this can DM her their answer.
Okay, fine. I'll ask. I'll ask.
Real quick.
All right. So, Death Dealer's question is: what game allows you to both play as and hunt down Jack the Ripper? Is it A, The Order 1886, B, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, C, Dead by Daylight, or D, Hellgate London?
I would not have
Sleepy
gotten
Hollow.
this one, so good choice.
I have no
Well, I
idea.
know that there was Jack the Ripper DLC in Assassin's Creed, and maybe you could
Assassin's Creed
maybe you can
Syndicate
play him
can't
as a
be real
multiplayer,
title.
multiplayer character. I don't know. Maybe that's
Well, do you guys have a guess?
yeah. I don't know. Send it to Death Dealers. Find out.
With that, let's wrap up the
All right,
show.
love you all. We're delirious. We're going to bed.
If you enjoy the show, please like and subscribe to us on your platform of choice. If you would like to send us a Twitter tweet, you can do so by sending us one on the Twitter at Achievements101. You can follow all of our streaming platforms, YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch, the platform /AH101. Our Discord link is discord.io/AH101. And if you can help us out and support us monetarily, you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/achievementhunting101. And if you support us during recording, we'll give you a shout out, like Corey did a little bit ago.
Tuesdays, 10
Now-
p.m. Eastern.
There we go. All right, guys. Thanks for listening. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Patriots suck.
We all played the Vayners.
Back to back with Matrarch and Elroy OMG. Love that guy.
Right, hello, everyone, and welcome to Back to Back, our brand new, hopefully monthly segment. So Back to Back was inspired by my own personal gamer score goal for this year, which really didn't involve gamer score as much as it did cleaning up my backlog. Most of us have pretty gigantic backlogs, and a lot of mine came from Xbox 360 titles. And specifically, I wanted to narrow it down to those non-backwards compatible ones. So that's what we're covering today, and once again, hopefully over the next couple months. But who's the where? Well, joining me today is Elroy OMJ. Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I've always heard that the ladies like a big backlog, so I am here to take this wonderful journey with you. So I'm probably not the likeliest of candidates, I would assume, but because this doesn't sound like it's going to really get those gamer score gains that I pursue on a daily basis, but I'll change it up here a little bit.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said you were interested in joining along, because this isn't typically your MO, but we all heard about the death of completionist Elroy, and somewhere along the way, there were definitely some husks of non-backwards compatible 360 titles that I'm sure you'd like to return to. So why not now? And this is a little bit of a deviation from last year. Many people on the Discord were working on their FUF, which was 100,000 gamer score in the year. Congratulations on accomplishing yours.
Oh, yeah. I think I hit it just barely.
Yeah, I mean, you squeaked in right over the line. Just popped out that last ACA, and you got it there.
Yep.
But this year, for me, I want to focus a little more. You may get another FUF, but I don't see that in the cards for me. Are you going to try that again, in addition to doing this backlog challenge?
Well, I'm usually good for about 2.5 FUFs a year, so I don't see this slowing me down too bad. So,
all right, that's good to hear. But let's get into the heart of what we're talking about here. So 12 months, 12 non-backwards compatible games. I wrote a blog on TA, so I've listed most of my choices. So if you happen to read it, you won't get a whole bunch of surprises here. But we don't know what Elroy's picking going in. So Elroy, what is game number one? What is your January not backwards compatible game that you're going to be working on?
Well, the game that I chose for January is no other than the wonderfully created game called Fighters Uncaged. Fighters Uncaged. It is in no way the most generic named game of all time, because they're fighters and they're not in a cage. It's not a cage fight. It is uncaged fighters.
Yeah, I have to admit that I'm pretty sure everyone has started this game, and I was surprised that I hadn't. So why don't you tell folks a little more about the game itself? What kind of genre is it? What's unique about it or interesting about it?
All right. Well, it's a Connect jewel, so that might be part.
Connect.
Yeah, it
Connect.
might be part of the reason that it did not quite make the cut of backwards compatible games. But it is a game in which presumably everyone you meet on the street you have a problem with. And and everyone just really likes to fight. It's almost like my school, but it's a little less structured. So basically, I'm just so you just
right in your school. At least it's in the building.
Yeah, that's right.
Fighters on buildings doesn't have the same
different
ring to
setting.
it.
Yes, it's a different setting than what I'm accustomed to. So it's a little outside my comfort zone. But yes, you're in various seedy back alleys, and you see somebody, and of course, well, I mean, you see someone in an alley, you got to fight them, and so. That is exactly what you do. That is the premise. There's really no story. Some unnamed organization keeps track of it, it would seem, because you fight these people and you gain points that move you up through the ranks. So there's 3 ranks. There's rank 3, rank 2, rank 1, and then you move into unranked. So someone's keeping tabs on this.
You go through the ranks and then wind up without a rank?
Yes. So once you get to unranked, I guess you won rank 1, so there's no need to have a label on you. At that point, you're just walking the earth fighting everybody that just happens to be in an alley. And you're like Kung Fu guy, but kind of a crappy version of him. And so it's amazing the amount of variety of people that you meet in these alleys from what I have seen so far. So it appears that you run into almost every type of stereotype of fighter. For example, you might tangle with an overweight biker guy that make sure that you know that he's an overweight biker guy because he keeps telling you. And then later I plan on fighting a luchador.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, let me just read you the names of all these fighters. There's only a couple.
Please.
So I made a little list of them. There's One Jab. There's the Gambler, Angel Face, Piston Joe, Deadlock, Jackal. Some name I can't pronounce. El Luchador, Snagglepossum, Jawbreaker, Mover, Rider, and Ratface.
Nice.
Yes. So I might have added Snagglepossum in there, but I thought it sounded like it could be somebody in this game.
I wasn't going to doubt it, and it's for the listeners. But I was looking at the achievement list a little ahead of this. Now, where are you at in terms of achievements for this game? Like, how much backlog clearing will you do once you get some work done on this one?
Well, this game is, I just started it this month, so I don't know if that even qualifies. Wow. I wanted to start it last year, but it's a very elusive game to find at the local GameStop, and so I had to resort to a different method, which was eBay. And so I used my PayPal balance and got it for $4. $4 plus, it had free shipping. So there you go. $4, I got this jewel. And so I started, pretty much at ground zero, as you do with most new games that you get. And so I have since, the game clocks in at 6,975 TA.
Wow.
Yes. So
this does not strike me like an Elroy game
at
all.
You would think. Yeah, that's it's not a 400 or a 200 at least. So it's 6,975 TA for 1,000 gamer score. And I currently set at 191 from 60 gamer score. And
wow,
there you go. And so I am well on my way. I mean, I'm just blazing.
Even at the
through
very
this.
beginning, you've got like over a 3 ratio on that, right? You said 60 gamer score for 191 TA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Connect for you.
Yes, it's it almost averages a 7 here. So these are just the beginning achievements. But
true.
I did make a little bit of a mistake on it, so that could explain why it's so high, so out of the gate. All right, so a word of warning here. All right, so read the walkthrough thoroughly. So
there is a walkthrough,
yes.
which I think is also important to point out.
Yes.
Not every Connect game especially winds up with one of those. But go on.
Right, so, this one obviously needed a walkthrough because, to quote the philosopher Mike Tyson, who once said, "Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face."
It's accurate, though.
Yeah, you need a plan, and I deviated from the plan, and so it's going to add some work on it on the back end for me. So, basically, what you got to do is you're going to fight those wonderful people that I listed. I think there's 10 of them maybe. And you're going to have to fight them 20 times. Why 20? That's just the number they chose. Now, you're going to fight them 20 times and you're going to get an achievement for that. Now, you're also going to fight them 20 times in the open league. So you have to get through the tournament in order to get to the open league. And so once you get to the open league, you have to beat them 20 times where they're a little more difficult, and you get your achievement for that. So there's basically 2 achievements per fighter. So, for example, you take One Jab, and you're going to have to beat One Jab 20 times, either in the ranks, or once you get into the open league, you're going to have to beat them 20 times there. Now, what I didn't read carefully enough was that I thought you had to fight them 40 times. I thought you had to do it 20 times and then once you get to Open League, you have to do it another 20 times. Now, that is not correct. So as soon as you go pick this game up, and well, I mean, you don't have to go pick it up because I'm sure everyone owns it already. But as soon as you go back to this game, don't beat up the fat biker guy 20 times when you start the game. That's not the best use of your time, and it will lead you to having 191 game, TA off of 60 gamer score, but it is not the best method. So
what is the best method then?
The best method is you work through it, and you
work through what? Like you do one match, or you work through the first 20? You work through the leagues.
You work through the league. So the ranks, I think they're called. So you beat rank 3. Then you beat rank 2, and I think you have to fight everyone. Okay, so you get
to unranked.
Yeah.
And that lets you into the open tournaments?
Yeah, that's the goal, is to get through it as fast as you can, and then you can enter the open league. And so once you're in the open league, then that's when you can start fighting people 20 times. So don't do it on the front end. Now, you won't have to do it. Well, actually, yeah, you'll have to fight them 20 times or beat them 20 times, because on the way to the open league, you're going to fight them at least 3 times, because you have to beat everyone in each level. So, yeah, so you're...
So are you saying those achievements stack then?
Oh, yeah. So...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so once you beat them 20 times in open league, my understanding, now maybe my reading skills are off on this, but my understanding is that you only have to fight them 20 times, and then you'll get both pops. So each one of the pops for each of the fighters is worth about 180-ish. So so you get 180 for the 20 wins, and then you get another 180 for the open thing. So basically every time you beat someone 20 times, you're going to get 360-ish TA. So
nice.
Yeah.
So if someone's still in G-Tasked, this could have some good value for you.
Well, it's funny you say that, because that's exactly why I chose this one, and that's exactly why I started it. So would you like to hear my thought process for this, why I chose this one of all the games that have insane ratios, 7?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
All right, so it is all the G-tests. It is because I looked at this game, and and all the guides I saw, I was like, why is this thing so high? Is it like really difficult? And there's some people that say it's difficult, but it's unlike other Kinect games in the sense that you can't set up a little rotating fan and get it done. You can't you can't have someone or something stand in your place and grind through these achievements.
Right.
You actually have to punch and kick like a ton. Like it is a lot of work. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm a pretty fit guy. I think I could use this to my advantage. So I sat there and played it for like 2 hours, and I don't know how many times I kicked, but oh my goodness, I apparently I kick. Apparently I kick a lot.
You can skip leg day now. So.
Yeah, I got leg day, and oh boy, I kicked and I don't know. I found the kick was a lot more effective than the punch. So I was just sitting there like one of those dancers up there in New York, whatever they are, the Rockettes. Yeah. I was like one of them. I was just kicking all over the place, and I started with my socks on because I thought, well, I'm going to be doing a lot of jumping around. I don't know why I kicked my shoes off, but I started my socks. So here's another pro tip: if you're going to be in your socks, make sure that you clear the area effectively. I about broke my toe on a coffee table. I did not see that coffee table. I was too focused on the fat biker guy, and that did not feel good at all. I mean, I was swinging for the fences, and I came up with a coffee table right on the top of my foot. Yeah, that one. Oh terrible. Man, yeah. So make sure you wear some shoes. But
okay,
yeah. But there's some pretty cool achievements in it. There's other ones other than the ones for attacking these random people in the alley and doing it 20 times. There's other ones. There's other cool ones in there. I'm looking forward to one in particular. the one that's got my eye, which is actually called That's an Eyeful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's the name of the achievement. It's
what do you have to do?
Well, it's 15 gamer score for blinding an opponent 20 times. It has an 8.55 ratio, 128 TA. But
nice.
When I read it, all I could think of in this world that I've been immersed in, I had 2 words for you, Em. You ready?
I am ready.
Bolo Young.
What?
Oh, yeah. So I know that everyone remembers the cinematic masterpiece, Bloodsport, right? Yeah?
Oh, jeez.
You remember Bloodsport?
I've seen, like, no movies, so I'm the wrong audience.
Oh,
but I'm sure just like copies of Fighters Uncaged, I'm the only one that doesn't have it and everyone has it.
Oh, my
Everyone's
goodness.
seen Bloodsport.
You're so deprived. I mean,
I'm very deprived.
It's like, one of the greatest movies from the 80s. Ever.
So how did you associate with Bloodsport? Like, do you feel like you're
Wait.
in those shoes?
Well, you're in luck because I am going to paint a picture for you. So this guy, he's not just some guy. It's Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Right.
And he's in this tournament. It's called Bloodsport, right? And so he's fighting his way, man. He is going to win this thing. So he gets to the final. And there's a lot of stuff going on. He's got a friend, and there, it's kind of a bro story. There's a love. There's a love interest.
But where's the fighting? And is it uncaged?
It is in a very small ring, so it wasn't technically a cage, but you couldn't really run away. Like in the alley, you could always run away, but in Bloodsport, no, because there's people betting on this, and so you gotta get knocked out or you're gonna win. And so in the finale, spoiler alert, but I think I'm good because this movie came out about 30 plus years ago. So if you haven't seen it yet, he makes it to the finals.
Oh,
yes,
wow,
yeah. So
it wouldn't have been much of a movie if he got eliminated in the first round. Huh?
Right, and then the rest of the
thanks for showing up. The rest of it's just him sitting at home, depressed, eating burritos.
That he did not make it all the way. Yeah. So, so Von Damme makes it to the finals. Well, he is paired off against the villain of the movie, whose name is Bolo Young.
Okay.
Yes, Bolo Young it's going to be a Bolo Young versus Jean-Claude Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Van Damme. Van Damme.
Yeah.
I'm sure it sounds much better by somebody who speaks much more eloquently than either of us do. But you know who we're talking about.
Right. Oh, Dammy. I don't know.
We'll call him Dammy. I know who you're talking about now. So tell me what old Dammy does.
We got Dammy versus Bolo. Now, Bolo comes into this fight. He thinks, he's kind of the favorite. Who's this guy? Who's Dammy? What has he got? What's he got going on? And so Dammy's just handing him his arse, man. He is pounding on him, man. He is taking it to him. And so then Bolo, this cheating bastard, let me tell you what he does. He hunches over, and he had hidden in his pants a little vial of powder.
Oh, no.
I don't know that it's cocaine, but it looked like cocaine. All right? I can't prove that it was cocaine.
Right.
But there was a white powdery substance in his pants, specifically in his crotch area. And so he pulls this out. So he's got his crotch cocaine, and he turns to face Dammy again, and he throws it in his face. And it's like, oh! And so it's like this poof of smoke or, like dust. And no one seems to notice that, that he just threw cocaine in Dammy's eyes. And so the fights continue. And I don't know, maybe that's allowed. I don't know, but no one seemed to have
years of watching wrestling on TV have taught me anything. It's completely allowed.
Oh, well,
it's totally fine.
Well, Dammy should have been wearing goggles because he got cocained in the eye. And so he throws a few punches, but then you kind of see from his point of view, and things are getting blurry, man. They're getting blurry, and this is getting intense. Like he's looking around, and his vision's going. Well, you think Bolo's gonna just let this this just sit? No, Bolo goes in for the kill, man. And so Bolo just starts wailing on him. And Dammy, he's, he's becoming a sympathetic figure, like all of a sudden he's just getting punched left and right, but he can't see because he got cocaine in the eye. And so he finally drops to his knees after he's been just demolished. And then in one of the most amazing scenes, he like opens he like covers his eyes with his hands, and he like runs them downward and then extends them outward in like a T. Like he's on his knees, but his arms are out in a T formation, and he lets out this dramatic war cry. I mean, we're talking like, that whatever that crappy game Waka Pale played with I mean, he's like
Crimson Keep,
yeah,
with the war cry.
And so then, it's not over. He starts seeing memories of all his training that he had received up into then, right? And so like he's seeing like the master sensei guy that trained him to be such a great blood sport participant, and he's seeing all this stuff, and he's having flashbacks. It's like his life's flashing before his eyes. Some could say that he's hallucinating from the cocaine that was thrown in his eyes, but that's neither here or there. And so finally Bolo comes in with a punch because he's trying to knock him out. You know what happens? Dammy grabs his arm because he's in the zone now, and he is blind, but he is so aware of his surroundings that he doesn't even need his vision, and he just takes it to Bolo. I mean, just takes it to him. Cocaine in the eyes or not, oh Dammy, man, he came out on top.
So this is all gonna lead to this being your achievement that you need to get this month.
I'm so hoping when I blind I'm so hoping when I blind the opponent that they drop to their knees and do this,
the battle cry,
the battle cry, and put the arms out in a T, and they're looking around, having like a life moment. Oh man,
you don't even mind losing, even though you have to win for the achievements. It was just so amazing to be part of this experience.
It'll be at least amazing the first time. I'm not sure it'll be amazing around the 10th time, but. Oh man! So if it gets anywhere close to Bloodsport on the that's an eyeful, Chivo. I am so in on this game. I mean,
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely follow up next month with sets and how we do and how much we accomplish. So I have two last questions for you about this game.
Sure.
Question one. So we know you have 6 achievements. The game has 50 total.
Oh wow!
Was it 50?
Oh God, is there 50?
Yeah, the game has 50 total.
Mm-hmm.
What are you aiming to accomplish? Are you trying to get all 50? Are you just trying to get the eyeful? Like, is this a success this month if you've just thrown cocaine into 20 guys' eyes? Don't do that at school.
It's right, yeah. It's that would be a success, but I'm trying to aim a little higher. I'm going to try to get to the open league. That's one of my first goals, so that I can actually attain the doubling up. I'm not going to fight everyone 20 times and then fight them 20 more times. I only have to do that with the biker guy now. But the other ones, I'm not going to beat them 20 times in the lower ranks. And so my goal is to get just just beat everyone up 20 times. There's this combo system on the game that I don't fully understand. There's a lot of points there, but I don't think I'm going to be able to figure that out.
The least tracked achievement in the game is to perform all the combos successfully, but it's not significantly less than others. It just seems to be... They're very clear in the achievement solution, though. You cannot use the trainer to get all those combos. You have to do them while actually engaging in Bloodsport. So, yeah. Now you know.
There you go. Well, so
go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say that it sounds like you read the walkthrough a lot more closely than I did.
I wanted to be prepared.
Yeah, that's
how I
good.
roll. But one last question, because you did pick a Kinect game. How's the tracking?
So far it's not too bad. It was picking up my kicks pretty good. There's a couple of times where you have to do a combo. You have to kick them in the side and they block it, and then before they put their leg down, you have to kick them a second time. There's a few times where I felt like it was a lag there, and a couple other times I was throwing all kinds of punches and it wasn't. I was like, it was a definite lag there. But all in all, I've been really impressed. I mean, this game came out gosh, almost 10 years ago, it seems. And I'm not sure what was it 2012?
10. It came out 2010.
Oh, did it? So it is 10 years old. Okay.
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, so this game holds up well in the sense that, I mean, it'll follow you. It doesn't completely frustrate you. It's been positive so far. I'm undefeated. Let me just say that.
All right.
Undefeated, never lost. I am 20-0. I've beat up 20 fat biker guys that may possibly be related to each other. Yes.
Very nice.
There you go. So that's Fighters Uncaged. Voila. All right. Well, I think you chose a game that's not quite as well known as Fighters Uncaged, but in the event that it is, I don't know. Why don't you tell us about the one that you chose? First of all, tell us how to pronounce it, because I think I say it differently than you.
Well, and generally I like to play super, super obscure games like Gears of War, Halo, Peggle 2. And these are games that I know not a lot of people pick up, but I'm into them. So the game that I picked for January is L.A. Noire. Mm-hmm. L.A. Noire did come on the Xbox 360. I also think 10 years ago. I should have pulled up that information. So 9 years ago. It's a little more recent than Fighters Uncaged. So maybe if I played Fighters Uncaged, I'd be a little better at the melee portions of L.A. Noire. But yeah, of the games that I had gone through in my backlog and decided I wanted to go through and play, this seemed to be kind of the easiest one to jump into. I've actually played L.A. Noire before with L on his tag, so I've been through the whole campaign before. We played it legit with no guides. So this time it's been mostly just cleaning up, going through with the guide, getting all the 5 stars. I have had the game show up on RTDL in months past, so I do have some random other achievements here and there. But right now, I started the month at 21 of 60 possible achievements, so not as much work to do as you do with Fighters Uncaged, but still, enough to go after. So it seemed like a good choice to start a little easier for the year.
Okay, well, I didn't know of L.A. Noire. That's how I say it. L.A. Noire. I didn't know if it was your first choice for thematic reasons. Thought maybe you solving crimes in January or something. Isn't that what the game's about? I honestly have never played it or know really little about it.
The game takes place in, I'm going to get the year wrong, it's post-World War II, but like 1940s LA. I should probably have looked that up too. And you play a detective and you kind of follow his story as he progresses through the LA Police Department. He starts out on street crimes desk and eventually moves all the way up to the vice desk, and then some stuff happens and he gets changed to another desk. So the different cases throughout the game are based on these units that he's in at the time. And meanwhile, there's kind of a bigger overall storyline that ties all of this together.
So is this guy actually sanctioned by the police, or is he kind of like a Judge Dredd guy or something?
Well, this guy, whose name is Cole Phelps, is an Army veteran. He returns from the war and finds work with the Los Angeles Police Department. So he's actually a policeman, and he starts off as a beat cop, just working the streets, and eventually gets all the way up to having a desk of his own and working vice cases. So you're not going into business for yourself too much, but it has its own twists and turns, and but he's a pretty by-the-book sort of fellow, so I'm not sure how well you two would get along.
Right, so...
Because I see you more as a vigilante justice guy with your going into the back alleys and fighting biker dudes.
Well, let me just say, yes. Well, I mean, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to fight those guys.
That's
true. They're hanging out in the alley. I mean, you don't want them to waste their time. But... you said he's by the books guy, but several of the achievements I see is for killing bad guys. So what makes them bad guys? And would the bad guy not be the guy that's just going around using a wide array of weaponry to murder 100 people despite, their alleged crimes? So what makes him judge, jury, and executioner? Why is he not the bad guy?
This is a deep philosophical question. Have you played any Rockstar games? Like, I take it you haven't played L.A. Noire at all and are just familiar with it by title, but have you played any of them at all, or you have an impression of them at all?
My experience with L.A. Noire is that I heard that it's coming to the Xbox One.
Oh, no way.
Yep.
Wow. I have to get right on that.
Yeah, that's what I hear, but that's the extent of my familiarity with it. Yeah.
So, knowing that it's a Rockstar game, you may think in some ways, because Grand Theft Autos or whatever, all just shoot everything that moves.
Yeah, I don't play those either.
Neither do I. But L.A. Noire, generally you only shoot at those who shoot at you first. Like, you show up to a crime scene and there's already gunfire. So, you don't just walk around the streets. Like, unlike many other games of this type where it's open world, if you drive your car and you try to hit somebody, the game tells you, members of the LAPD are sworn to protect the citizens. Don't do that.
Oh,
so,
it's kind of like the Ass Creed. Like,
yeah, you're not supposed to attack the innocent.
Ezio did not kill innocent civilians. However, what they don't tell you is that Ezio can accidentally bump people in the water, and they, there's...
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can do that and not get scolded. Just saying.
Yep, but yeah, they're bad guys because the game is telling me they're bad guys, and if the game tells me to kill them, I'm going to. And you get achievements for there's an achievement for headshots too, so pick that one up. So that's pretty easy to do. It's not as easy to grind that stuff out as in other games, but you have more than enough opportunities to get that naturally as you're playing. So those aren't things you would jump in and just try to knock out. And they're also not worth a whole lot of TA. So if you're in this for G-Test, this game is well tracked enough and has been played by enough people that the more weighty achievements really would take some time to put into the game and get.
All right. So with that being said, why would someone like me possibly play this game? Like, sell me on this, Em. I want to believe in L.A. Noire. Sell me on this.
That's it's honestly impossible. I don't know. L.A. Noire is it was a polarizing game from the start because it was very, very ambitious, and a lot of the game, what was ambitious was facial capture. So lip syncing was really excellent in the game. And you know what? You like playing judge, jury, and executioner, though. And frequently what you do throughout the game is you interrogate people. So you sit them down on their couch. They're in the comfort of their own home. You come barging in with your badge. You interrupt their day, their dinner, their time with their families, and say, why should I believe you didn't commit this crime? And after everything, you're given the choice to either say they have lied to you, they have told you the truth, or that you doubt them. So if you're in Discord and you've ever seen our doubt memes, this is all where it comes from. So I think you would enjoy that, because you would just sit there and keep saying, you lie, and then, have to pick how or what they did. And sometimes they get angry and fight back, and other times they tell you to leave their house.
Oh man,
it's all very real.
Yeah, everyone that I encountered would have a gun, and they pulled it on me, and
probably
it's coming right for me, kind of a thing. But
gun to your head.
That's
right.
That
would be an interesting way to do the interrogation.
Oh man, now that would be something there.
Maybe in the VR version of the game.
Yeah. Radlick, are you listening? I need a game like no. You said that the way you interrogate them now, does that actually lead to different ways that you can play the game? Is it impact the achievements in any way if you're, docile, or if you're,
there are some very specific achievements that will say, get to this particular clue, because as you're doing the interrogations, you're earning clues to help you solve the case. So there'll be achievements that say get to this particular clue without the person walking away from you, or whatever it may be. So there are some very specific achievements that are attached to how you handle interrogations, and the interrogations are actually the way they built the game is brilliant in terms of you may get one clue by doing an interrogation perfectly, but if you don't, the game is smart enough where if you mess up the chance to get it in that interrogation, you may then go to someone's house and find some evidence in the house that will then lead you to the same clue.
So is it faster just to flub up the interrogation and like, where were you Friday night? And they're like, oh, I was at the alley fighting people and stuff, and then you're like, okay, sounds good, and then you just go grab the clue. It
could be, but you're also trying to get 5 stars in all the cases, and that's the biggest achievement in the game, I believe, insofar as TA ratio. It's, I think, still over 2. So if you're going for that one, you don't want to flub up too much.
Oh,
I know.
That's
These
amazing.
old
Wow.
Xbox 360 games. The whole game is worth 2,247 for 1,400 gamer score because there are 20 DLC achievements in the game as well.
This sounds awful. So you mentioned you mentioned the clues. I wanted to talk about the clues. So it's kind of perused your it has a walkthrough. So yeah.
Yes.
And 309 clues. Are you serious? That sounds like it will take forever.
Well,
and they're missable, right?
Well, you need most of them to get through the cases. And yes, it is missable, but yes and no, because you can reselect each case. So you can reselect a case and all those clues will count. So it depends on how you approach it. Obviously, if you're using a guide, you'll get all those on the way. And I believe the achievement's to get 95% of the clues. So you don't have to get them all. You can miss a few here and there, like 15 of them. You'll be all right.
Okay, that's a little nicer. But I'm looking at this completion estimate, and so I don't know what to think because it's like all over the board. So it says 25 to 30 hours for the 360, but then on the Xbox One it jumps to 40 to 50 hours. But then also in the walkthrough it says 40 to 60 hours. So what's going on there?
I'm guessing what's going on is that the three
is LA Nor coming to get you right now?
They're always coming to get me. Cole's knocking on my door, ready to interrogate. Doubt. There are three ways that people are going to derive completion estimates. It's either completion estimate while using a walkthrough and getting all the answers, completion estimate without the walkthrough and working on it on your own, and completion estimate with DLC. That would be my guess. I think the Xbox One edition of the game includes all the DLC, so that would explain that estimate being higher.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, so how's your experience been with it? Are you pleased with your choice on this for starting the year off right with this game, or are you full of regret?
No, I'm good. I'm enjoying going through it and just playing to the walkthrough. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go through the DLC too. So in addition to the collectibles, the clues throughout the game, there are also collectibles like there are 50 film reels you have to pick up for an achievement. Mm-hmm. There are 13 newspapers you have to pick up for an achievement. There are 40 street crimes you have to complete. So there's a lot of little things that you have to do throughout the game for various achievements. And just in terms of time and other things that I'm doing, I don't know that I'll get through it all, but just going through the game itself and seeing how making some of the correct decisions impacts the cases versus when Elle and I played it together and we made our best guesses, which frequently weren't very good. That's been a lot of fun to see. So I've been happy with this as a choice, but I know it's not an Elroy game, so try not to bore you too much more.
Yeah. Well, do you have any good stories from it, or anything memorable that you'll remember long after you've put this thing to bed? And is there anything that will last in your memory from it?
I'm curious about one thing. So when we played through it together, I remember at the time thinking that the ending was pretty terrible. And I don't know if that was just getting to the end of the game and it was anticlimactic, or it was like a late night and so whatever. So I'm curious now on this playthrough where I've played it more with what the ideal flow of these cases is supposed to be and all that stuff. And I definitely am getting more of the nuances now on a second playthrough. I'm curious if the ending will still seem awful, but I haven't finished it yet, so I don't know.
Is the ending that someone throws cocaine in your eyes and
I'm trying not to spoil it.
So it is on the table. I like this. All right, you're starting to get me interested now. Do you have any parting thoughts on it? So what's the goal? Are you going for the completion on this?
So the goal is to get a completion from the base game. I don't know if I'll have the time to get to the DLC, but I'd like to get all 40 of the 40 base game achievements. I started them on the 21, so it's not an impossible goal, but I do have a lot of collectible style things to get. Something like there is a 100% game completion stat, but that actually does not include 5 stars. But I'm doing 5 stars anyway because that's a different achievement. So I think just going through the walkthrough on TA is actually pretty good. It is not good for something like collecting all the cars, which is yet another collectible achievement and probably the most annoying one. But I've been through that achievement with Elle already, so I kind of know what to do. So I think I can get that done. That's really the goal for this month, and that would be 19 achievements richer against the backlog.
Wow. Have you missed any of your 15 achievements you're allowed?
My 15 achievements.
Oh, I'm sorry, your 15 collective or clues. Have you missed any of your 15?
No, but I've been following the guide completely, so I'm not going to miss anything. Yeah.
Don't be a hero.
I don't know if
it
would exactly. I'm not sure I would enjoy the experience as much if I was really trying to figure out if that person was lying to me.
So it is nice being omnipotent when you're solving crimes.
Absolutely,
it does help.
Yep,
it doesn't help you in the alley. Well,
all right. So that's both of us.
Yeah,
that's what we have. So before we wrap up, just as one last quick put a bow on this segment, because we're going to revisit how we did next month and then talk about the new games we picked. So for Fighters Uncaged, how many achievements do you currently have in it? What's your current gamer score in it? And what's your current true achievement score in it? Just one more time.
All right. So on Wonderful Fighters Uncaged, I have 191 TA on 60 gamer score. I'm not sure how many achievements I have. You said 6, I believe.
Yes, you have 6.
And then the game itself is 6,975 TA. And I'm not sure how many achievements that is based on.
50.
50, okay. So I got some room to grow there. I'm going to go take it to old Angel Face, Piston Joe. Yeah, Rat Face. I'm coming for you.
All right. And I hope you are successful. And then for LA Noire, I currently have... I started the month at 21 achievements. So I have 26 currently. I have already started playing it. So as of this recording, I have 26 achievements for 480 gamer score and 614 TA. So obviously not a great gain in terms of TA. For game totals, there are 60 achievements, including the DLC. So there are 40 without DLC, 1,400 with DLC, 1,000 without in terms of gamer score, and 2247 TA, and finding out the amount without DLC would require math, and so I'm not going to provide that number. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's I'm good with that.
All right.
Any way you cut it, it's just not going to be a suitable result for the amount of work you're putting in.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm hoping the experience will make it worth it. So we hope you enjoyed listening to this take on our not backwards compatible games we're working on this year, and hopefully some of you will also join us in doing this year. I know our Discord is already full of all sorts of different rooms, so I don't know that we'll get a room dedicated to this, but if you are playing along, make sure to let us know in the Discord. You can find us there at discord.io/AH101. Anything else you wanted to add, Elroy?
No, that was just beautiful. Good job.
All right, so we will catch you again next month.
See ya.
Guacamele, Bloodstained, Dandara, and Shantae, Headlander, Mummy, Demastered, and Shadow Complex. Strider, Recourse, SteamWorld, Dig, Owl was Awakening, Axiom, Bird, Owl, Boy, Yoku's Island Express. This is the Grad Ori, Jedi Fallen Order, Time Spinner, Hollow Knight, climbing up the leaderboard. 67 different games everybody came to play. What are they exactly? Who knows? Argue in the Discord. We didn't start the Vayners. They were in our backlog. Nothing rhymes with backlog. We didn't start the Vayners. No, we didn't buy them. We'd already dived them. Double jump, learn to swim, wall run, backtracking, ground smash, boss fights, turn into a bat. Fast travel, speed runs, upgrades, sometimes guns, boss fights, collectibles, staring at the map. Cutscenes, super boots, master keys, secret rooms, sequence breaking any percent, moving on to New Game Plus, going for completions. 30 people had one. Shoutouts in the next verse, of course, redemptions in first. We all completed Vayners. We all made up goals, see, and succeeded mostly. We all completed Vayners. Double dip for Christmas and our to-do lists is Redemption, Dreamhole Brew, X the Hero, Rawker Do, Angel Waka, Kingsman, KooshMoose, Jive, Iron Fist of Snuff, Death Dealers, Carpe, Adam, Chin Doctor, NBA, Kirkland, Chewie, Doughboy, Lady, April, Maybe, FufuCuddilyPoof, What the Fuck, Mario, LFL, Letcha, Bobble, Tropime, Kronos, Beast Middle, Elroy, Ben, L72, Fighter Chip, Facial Hatton, is Red 102, Matrarch, J Black, and Woo, even Big L played a few. All of us played the Vayners for achievement hunting, and we did a fun thing. All of us played the Vayners. When the channel's gone, we'll still play on and 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 on. We didn't buy DLC. It's a waste of money.